All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's February 24th. Welcome to ASAP in the morning. Before I get started, if you got loved ones, hold them close today. Some sideways stuff is going on in the world. You know what I mean? Like I'm not the one to get political because I don't care about politics, but Russia and Ukraine, they have any issues. Russia's going to basically invade them. I think it was like late.
They've already invaded them.
Early in the morning. Well, not really invade. They started the missile strikes. So
I mean, do you really consider it an invasion if the prime minister says he's going to do it anyways? It's not like it's not like he snuck up on him. He pretty much said that. Oh yeah, we're coming to Ukraine to do this.
Yeah. So hug your loved ones. Just hold them tight.
Pride, and I haven't said that, man. Also, remember this too. Now, I've done 3 tours over in Germany, and Poland and Romania and all them places. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I just came back not too long ago. I was over there in 2018, and I was sitting right there at the Polish border at about 2:00 in the morning. It's freezing cold, and I'm telling you, I watched the Russians. This is not the first time the Russians have done that. We were sitting there, maybe I would say about 100 yards from Russian tanks, watching them at the border, waiting for them to invade, and we sat there for days and weeks, just rain and cold weather. So my point is this: the U.S. troops are there. They're right there at the border with them, man. And so all of our guys out there, they're protecting this country. They're doing their thing. Just remember, when we have our nice natural show, there's guys out there in tents in the forest at 2:00 in the morning, and it's dirt ass cold and it's raining. Yeah, I'm just saying, man, be glad for your creature comforts, because the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, they don't have that right now.
Yeah, and it kind of puts it in perspective. You know what I mean? Like right now, we're able to have a show and be able to talk about sports and whatnot and kind of BS with each other. And then other people are kind of fearing for their lives right now because they don't know what's gonna happen. So kind of puts things in perspective. So if you got loved ones, give them a hug, give them a kiss. Say you love them, all that stuff. Ron decides to make his appearance because we're not good enough for him to be here every day.
Buongiorno. Regardless, it's always a blessing to be on here with y'all fellas.
Of course.
Ron, who's your team? Who's your football team, Ron?
Rams.
Say it loud. Yeah, your team is not really all that interesting in terms of the stadium stuff, but okay. We just did this whole stadium thing, and your team really isn't all that interesting. You got a little St. Louis in there, and of course you go to LA, but you're really not all that interesting. Kind of boring, actually.
I don't even think we have any fans out there.
Don't listen to him, Ron. He's just hating. Don't listen to him.
all the parade.
Jay, how you feeling today, bro?
Man, I am good, man. Honestly, hey, it's a great day. It's nice. It's like 70 freaking degrees outside, man. It's beautiful. I might go wash the car later after I get done with this show. I'm drinking a little bit of Jack Daniels, so I probably won't drive. Maybe I'll push the car down there, wash it, and bring it back. But, man, it's a great day to be alive.
62 over here. I might go for a run.
Man.
Psych. Who runs? That is shit.
Oh, by the way, the Patriots played at Fenway Park for a little while.
Yes.
You know that. Matter of fact, y'all played in quite a numerous amount of different stadiums before you actually got to Foxborough.
Yeah, well,
Which I found out Foxborough Stadium is not even spelled the same as Foxborough, the town that it's actually in. I thought that was really interesting.
Wow.
That's weird. Dustin, how you feeling today, bro?
Feeling good, Pride. Now you guys just make me all upset. It's 19 degrees and snowing out here, so thanks for the nice positive
So, Ron, you made your appearance. Why? First of all, why are we blessed to see Ron here today?
I didn't say y'all were blessed to see me. I said it's a blessing to be on here
But
with
that's
y'all.
how I feel. I feel
Hey
like
man, what is that? You got some kind of Jim McMahon headband or something over there? Is that like an Adidas headband? You sweating or something? What's going on?
Pretty much.
Oh, it must be hot over there.
you're
No,
ready.
it
How
ain't
you
nothing
feeling?
close to hot.
Ron said he's burning up the airwaves over there. It's so hot.
Putting up
Good morning,
jokes.
gentlemen. Good morning. I just had to come on. I had a little surprise for y'all. But first, I want to say prayers to everybody in Ukraine who's connected to that as well. Definitely a situation that I wouldn't want to go through. Don't wish that on my worst enemy. But that being said, I do have a surprise for y'all.
I knew it. You know what? Listen, I'm gonna give you, Freddie. I'm gonna give you a round of applause. Seriously.
You know what's
I'm gonna
interesting?
give you a round of
That
applause.
T-shirt is probably older than his actual membership to the Rams.
It
So the
probably
T-shirt's
is,
got more time with the Rams than you do.
But you know what? It's kind of funny because this is the fastest it's ever taken to get any type of team equipment from any team he's rooted for. in
I don't
football.
know. Do you think?
Like, this
I
is the
think Freddie
best.
keeps a nice closet stash of different teams that he can just fluctuate back and forth. I think if you go to Freddie's closet, it's a plethora of jerseys.
If
Jay,
you
Jay.
right now, if Freddie, if you take a camera and bring it to your closet, I guarantee you, we see, no lie, we see an Aaron Rodgers jersey in there, bro. And it's beat up. It's
Oh,
worn.
I guarantee
you wear it
you.
every weekend. You wear and the
Jay.
NFL you wear it every
Hey,
weekend.
literally, I have heard that Freddie has been multiple fans of the week for Aaron Rodgers.
And by the way, Jay,
almost,
we're gonna
it's
talk about
almost
it.
uncanny the amount of fans of the week that he has for the Packers.
Hey,
It's
Jay.
crazy to me.
Hey, Jay. Let
In
me-
some circles, Freddie's actually legendary in Packer lore.
Let me correct you on a few things. First of all, I'm a Los Angeles Rams fan. I don't associate myself with Matthew Stafford, who because my bad. I don't associate myself with Aaron Rodgers. Who
I know you
can't
said it pretty
do
much correct the first go
Who
around.
can't
If you
get
want
it
to
done
associate
in
yourself with
11
Matt
years.
Stafford, I got the
Hold on, Jay,
receipt.
I didn't say one word when you talk.
But hold on a minute. Pride, can we play back that receipt? Pride. I need that receipt playback. Can we play that back the receipt? He does not.
Back in timeout, because like I said, I didn't say a
Wow,
damn
bro,
word when you
wow.
talk. So you sit in your place, sir.
I'm just pointing out the obvious. You said it. I just want the receipt.
So, like I said, I do not support Aaron Rodgers, who has choked within the last 11 years, who came up short, who have choked bigger than I don't know who in the NFL or in sports history supposed to be that great of a quarterback. You let Matthew Stafford, when we all come from Detroit, win a championship. We are the champions. And I only have one team. I have one team in basketball. That is the Lakers. Might not be proud to say that right now, but that's my basketball team. I was rooting for the Giants. I did have a hat. I threw it away last week, but since they did the BS move that they did, I decided to root for a team in my hometown that I was born in. Ron, matter of fact, they don't want to say this. I was going to be a Chargers fan. I was going to be.
Lord.
Tony came to me. He said, "You can't do that because it's like choosing the Clippers." And I said, "You know what? You're right. And I will never choose the Clippers. The only thing I choose the Clippers on is my edge up, which I'm going to see tomorrow. But other than that I am a Rams fan from now on, forever. No other team. Now, Jay McLovin, on the other hand, I've heard some things about him. Houston Rockets, Dallas Maverick. And Frankie came on the show the other day that he talks more about the Lakers, and he might have a little fandom for the Lakers.
Listen.
So
Fred,
what's
number
up with
one-
that, Jay?
Number one, we have a receipt saying that you don't support Matthew Stafford, the team that you newly
Well,
acquired.
I
And number two, Freddie,
you wanna
a
take
man
that,
who has
you
got
know I
more
switch my
teams.
words. If you're that type of person that you want to get
How you gonna say
me
that?
switching my words up, Jay, we all know the type of person you are. If you want to do that.
I'm a Cowboys fan, a Rockets fan, and an Astros fan. And you will
Maverick
never hear me
fan,
say
and now a
anything
Lakers
different.
fan.
You will never hear me say anything
And
different.
now a Lakers fan.
In 50 years of life, people that know me intimately know that for 50
Don't
years.
say intimately, man. Don't say. I was
No, that's not true, man. My
intimately.
first wife, my second wife,
I mean, Jay, we're
and
close
all the
to
girls
it.
in between.
yo, Dustin, Chris. Yo,
That was
Jay's so
average.
backed up in a corner. He's like, hey, yo, go talk to my past wives. This is the first time I've ever heard a divorced man say, yo, go ask my past wives. This is the first thing.
Ask them about me.
Hey,
And you know what? Hey, you know what? 'Cause, hey,
Hey,
listen.
Sander, we know what's up, though. Woo! Woo! I wish I could show y'all the back, because on the back it have Dr. Dre.
Turn around then. Turn around. Turn
Eminem.
around.
I wish
Turn
I
around.
could.
Turn around. You that big?
Huh?
He
You
is
that big?
he is
Huh?
pretty large. He's a very
Get up,
large
turn around,
man.
Freddie.
I'm
You
the
can't
next
stand
one.
Hey, why do you look like the
Next show, I don't
blueberry?
have enough room where I'm sitting up.
Hey, why do you look like the big blueberry from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, man? What's up with that?
Read between the lines.
I know, read between the
lines. Hold on, I'm gonna take my shirt off so you see the back of it. Hold on.
No, I don't need that image.
No,
this early in
hold
the
on. You don't
morning.
need to take it off now. You don't need to take it off now.
I just ate
All right.
breakfast. I need to
all right.
digest.
Yeah, Freddie need to take a minute. Freddie, go take a minute. So
Man.
obviously, because Jake was asking about it, about the NFL, or I'm sorry, the MLB. So I mean, let's just get into that one. So an ultimatum has been dropped. If
Yeah.
there's no deal by Monday, the MLB was like, yeah, you know, fuck the games, which I get to an extent, but $1 million question, because Jay, you asked this yesterday. Now I'm gonna go with the smartest man in the room, Dustin, because you know this dude is just too smart for a reason. Do you think any cancellation, like let's say the season gets canceled, can MLB even survive that?
At this point, I don't think they can survive anything without a full slate of games.
Hmm.
You're going on 2 straight years right now of lost revenue. 2020, you had a shortened spring training where the last 2 weeks got taken away because of COVID. Then your season doesn't start until the end of July, and you play 60 games, all of those games without any fans in the seats. So you went an entire year without any revenue that year. You go to last year, spring training, everybody was at 50% capacity, so you lost revenue all of spring training. The first 2 months of the baseball season last year, so roughly 55 to 60 games, depending on how many games you played, you had 50% capacity, so you lost revenue again last season. You're going on 2 consecutive years in baseball right now where they've lost revenue. And now you're facing the point where spring training has been canceled through March 5th this year. So 3rd year in a row that you're losing spring training revenue. So even if a deal is reached on Monday, which I don't think it's going to happen, but let's just say a deal is reached on Monday, you're still looking at 2 weeks minimum to have everyone get ready for the regular season. So now you're looking at March 20th when spring training would start, and the regular season is supposed to start March 28th. So you're going to have, 8 games of spring training and then jump right into the regular season? So now you're going to basically have 3 consecutive years of spring training with lost revenue. And if it gets worse and they don't reach a deal by the 28th, they said they're going to have to cancel regular season games. And unlike the past, the games they cancel are not going to be made up. So depending on how your schedule looks, you could have somebody in the division only play, what do they play, 19? Like 72 division games is what they play.
Mm-hmm.
You could have one team in the division play 50 division games and another team play 60 and another team play 30, depending on how your schedule looks.
Mm-hmm.
So that team that has 30 division games, if they go 22-8 over those 30 games, there's a great chance that they're going to win their division because they just capitalize on the easier schedule.
And not only that, there's something we also have to remember. For those canceled games, they don't get made up.
No.
So it's like if it gets canceled, it's almost as if
Yeah, but they can always throw in a double hitter here and there.
They've already said they won't.
Yeah,
They've already said they won't.
Yeah, Jay, like this is it's not speculation. They said any games that have not been played gets canceled. They also said, which is kind of funny, I don't know if this is something that they actually will do, but if the lockout is past Monday, the MLB said they're going to try to withhold the players' money.
Yep, they said that.
When I read that,
Well, we already talked about. I thought we talked about that they couldn't do that.
Well, that's the thing, because that could open up the thing to like legal issues and all that stuff.
They actually might be able to, just because what we talked about yesterday, how baseball is all guaranteed. That's guaranteed under the previous CBA.
Right.
So now that CBA is expired, there's really no rule that says the owners can't
withhold money.
Players' money.
Which, and let's be honest, if you're an owner, you know you're going to withhold money. That's just good business on their part. You can't fault them for that. Here's my problem. Here's my problem. I got a couple of problems. The first problem I have is the fact that our game, this sport, as America's oldest pastime, is more relevant in South America and Japan than it is in its own birthplace. Because let's be honest. You know, the league, and you can already see the influx of players coming into the league that are from the Latin American communities. Number one. Number two, you can see a decline. You can see a decline in the African American population that holds baseball in their top three. I mean, honestly, if you look at after African American community, it's baseball it's basketball and football, but very rarely do you see baseball ever really truly talked about. You can even see that in most sport podcasts, that baseball is very rarely truly talked about. It's primarily basketball and football. That's how much irrelevancy baseball has basically been drowned to. Now you factor in. Now we already had one lockout. We survived it, kind of, sort of. What are you going to do with this lockout? Because baseball has two problems. Number one, they're not in the public eye. The games aren't in the public eye, so now you're losing that revenue plus that popularity. Number two, the game itself isn't exactly the most exciting thing to watch, so a lot of people lose interest in it, because who wants to watch 9 innings of, you know, very slow-paced sport? So baseball really has a lot of challenges to regain its relevancy. Number one, it needs to do some rule changing to speed up the game to where it's a little bit quicker. And number two, they got to get more creative with their marketing if they want to make this anywhere near relevant again. And I don't think a lockout, especially if it goes into games, is going to actually help that cause.
I'll be honest. I don't even think the lockout really is the problem. I just think it's a timing, in all honesty. Like, I think that's why we're kind of saying, if we're going to be honest, I think this is why we're kind of saying, for lack of a better term, like sloppy, unplanned, almost like 1 minute they meet for 15 minutes. And then all of a sudden, oh, by the way, here's the ultimatum. It's just weird. It's almost as if the owners thought, okay, because of the pandemic, they'll be cool and they'll just continue to go how things were, because, you know, they still want to play. And I think the players were like, oh yeah, they don't want to lose more money. They'll cave in easily. So I think both sides were kind of on the other side of like, you know, of the line, but they're looking at each other like, yeah, we're going to get through this. Like, and now it's a thing where, like, again, if you end up canceling the season, I don't know. I'm not going to say all of Major League Baseball is going to die.
It will.
There's going to be teams like the Miami Marlins. They cannot afford that. Colorado Rockies cannot afford that.
No team can afford it. And what people have to realize too, this shows you how much the players and the owners hate each other, because this has been boiling for the last 5 years. Like, this has been being talked about going back to 2018, that once the CBA was expiring, that a lockout would happen. So they had 5 years to figure out their differences, and they had 5 years to try to get a plan in place to get something figured out. The fact that nothing.
I got 2 questions for Dustin, the stat guy, because I know you're just like Pride said, you're the smartest guy in the room. 2 questions. My first question is this: Is revenue sharing between the larger markets and the smaller markets, is that still a thing? Is that still going on?
It is and it isn't. So every team gets to share the same amount of revenue. They all share the same percentage.
Right.
But big market teams are still going to come out on top because they're big market teams and they're going to get more money.
But I guess what I'm saying is because there's revenue share, that leads me to my second question for you. My second question for you, which really kind of is the most important question that I would like for you to expand upon, is because there is still revenue sharing and because of the lockout, which puts a financial strain on things, how much of a strain will it put on the bigger markets to support the smaller markets?
It's gonna
Too
put
much that they won't want to do it.
That's why that was what I was going to touch on. That's why there's actually not an agreement right now. So in order for the CBA to be approved, they need 23 of the 30 owners to agree on the changes. Right now, there is a group of 8 owners who have basically joined forces together and have said that we are not going to agree to anything. So no matter what changes are made, 22 is the number they have, and they need to get the 23. Can you guess who the 8 owners are that have basically joined forces to say that we're not agreeing?
I'm gonna say Yankees is one of them.
Nope.
No.
It's the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Tampa Bay Rays, the Oakland Athletics, the Kansas City Royals, Arizona Diamondbacks, Baltimore Orioles, and Seattle Mariners. All the small market teams are joining forces.
I get Baltimore.
To basically say we don't want these changes to happen because it affects us more than it affects the big market teams. And until one of those 8 owners basically votes yes, there's going to be no agreement because they're going to be stuck on that number 22.
Which again is again, I don't.
Okay, wait, hold on, Pride. Let me ask you because it makes sense. Let me ask you this question because that really leads into a very serious question. If that's the case, then. If those 8 owners are holding up the league and they are saying that we're not going to give in to the players' demands, the players are saying that we don't want mediation and digging our heels into the ground.
That's not why.
Did we honestly say that this could lead to really honestly no season?
That's not why the owners are like kind of banding together. Baseball.
No, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying, well, that's what you said. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Baseball wants to get rid of like the whole. Like the way the draft works right now. Baseball Baseball wants to go with like the draft lottery, like the NBA does, and like all these other sports who they want to go with the draft lottery, which basically means just because you tank, you're not going to be rewarded for it because you might not get the number 1 pick. And these teams that have been tanking for the last couple of years based on their record are now saying, so what incentive do we have for playing bad? We don't have an incentive anymore because just because we end up with the worst record, we may not get the number 1 pick anymore. And that's why these smaller market teams and all these teams that have been struggling the last couple of years to try to bank as many high picks as possible are getting frustrated because it's like, we don't have the money to spend with the Red Sox. We don't have the money to spend with the Yankees and the Cubs and all these other teams. Our advantage to get better is to get top 5 picks, get as many as we can, bring them up until they hit their contract years. But if you're going to take that away from us, why are we going to agree to anything else? Because now you're taking away our really only chance to compete.
And my last question is, what would it take for those 8 owners that are holding up the process? What would it take for those 8 owners to concede and say, okay, now what's it going to take for them to say, okay, now we can play baseball?
Basically, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I think no season at all is honestly what it's going to take to get all these owners to be on the same page.
Exactly. So back to my original point, then there's most likely not going to be a season this year because of those 8 owners.
And by the way, real quick, because I want to touch on this point. Like, I just love when they say stuff about tanking because one of the small market teams you named was the Rays, and like the past 2-3 years, they've been in the playoffs.
But they were tanking though for a couple of years.
Hey, let's be honest. And I'm a Houston Astros guy, but we kind of invented. Look, let's be honest. If you look at the Astros, that was the blueprint for tanking because they went 3 straight losing seasons of well over 100 game losses to get the draft picks that they got to only be in the World Series. What, 3 times now? And they're probably going to be the World Series.
Honest,
Astros have.
I don't think the Astros were tanking. I just think they sucked.
Yeah, they get
No. They blew up the roster.
They were tanking to get Carlos Correa.
You think they were tanking?
They were tanking for a lot of reasons. I think Carlos Correa was just the biggest one.
Think so? I don't think they
were.
were.
Yeah. No, it was Pride. It was a big thing. It was a real big story back in the day when this first happened with Astros. They were the blueprint for doing this.
If you remember that year, Houston got off to a 31-20 start. And they were actually 2 games ahead of everybody in that division. And then all of a sudden, 5 weeks later, they were 11 games under 500 because they traded everybody away because they wanted Carlos Correa. And they basically went like 45 games under 500 after like June 1st.
Jay, they had the blueprint for tanking.
Real quick. If that is true, there is absolutely no way you could possibly say that. Like, because I just thought they sucked. But if they were like 2 games ahead of everyone, and then all of a sudden traded everyone, and they just started trashing, like,
hey, what's this guy's name? L. Buchanan, who's saying the Astros learn to tank so they can bang trash cans. Here's how dumb this comment is. And Bushman, I don't mean to call you dumb, but you're stupid, and you're stupid because listen. Yes, they tanked. Yes, they banged a trash can in 2017. But what's your damn excuse for every other freaking World Series appearance that we've been in? Even though we didn't win, we're there. So what's your excuse now, guy? That's stupid.
Whoa.
Hey, Jay meant that with all due disrespect.
With all due disrespect.
First of all, don't steal my line. I hate all y'all. All right.
Shout out to Pride.
Hold on, but Jay, I thought getting there doesn't matter. I thought you just had to win.
Wait. What are you trying to reference, Pride? Bring me into
Pride.
Pride. I got you, brother. But what are you referencing,
sir? Pride's not referencing anything. Pride was only asking a question so Pride can get some clarification because Pride is confused. That's all.
No. Pride. I can read sarcasm, and Dustin might be the smartest in the room, but I'm the most street smart mother effer in here. And I will tell you right now, I know you're referencing something, so just put it on the table. Let's get past the bullshit and say what you're really trying to say.
Y'all got Jay fired up
this morning.
And I did say effort, so I'm really putting some constraint here.
Rob, Ron, Chris, Dustin. I even say nothing mean. I'm
you know what? Brian's just mad. He's just mad right now because I talked about the GOAT yesterday to get him riled up, and now he's trying to rile me up. I get it, Pride. You're my boy. You're my blue. I got you. I love you, Pride.
I love you too, Jay. I do. I'm just saying, it's just funny how winning is important for certain teams and certain individuals.
It's not even that really, Pride. It's not. But I get where you're trying to go with that. But it's not that. What the answer to the question was what he's saying. He's saying that we tanked to get.
I think
he's saying that we tanked so we can learn to bang trash cans. And I get he's trying to reference the 2017 season.
But Jay,
what I'm saying is we were still a good team. Yes, okay. You can say what you want about the trash cans, but we still had to win on the road.
Jay,
we still had to win on the road to get that series. So I mean, there's a lot of ways you can look at that.
But he's trolling. Like he actually said it's called being funny and sarcastic. And he said Astros still suck. They even suck at cheating too. I mean, I
hate this L. Bushin guy.
No,
if I ever see him in the streets,
he's just trolling though. He's just trolling.
If I ever see him in the street, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally playing.
And I will say one thing about that championship.
He said I'm trolling you. Yes, you are trolling me. Hey, by the way, if you're trolling me, Unscripted is on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 and Saturday at 8. Please come troll there too. And share it to your friends.
I just want to say one thing about the Astros, and I mean this wholeheartedly. I thought they would have won that year.
They would have.
I
don't think they had to do the banging of the trash cans. I really don't think so.
I didn't think they needed that. I just think it just at that point, all they really did was shoot themselves in the foot. Because from now on, like the trash can thing, that's gonna follow those players forever until you leave.
Pride, can I ask you a question?
Left, and we don't talk about it with him no more.
Right? Can I ask you a question? I got a question for Pride, and I really
hold on, Jay. Hold on.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Chris wanted to say something. Go ahead, Chris.
And do we think the Astros was the only team that was doing things like that?
Thank you. God damn, I love you, Chris Gonzo. Gonzo, I love you, man. I think that's a good point. No, but my question is for Pride. I got a question for Pride and Dustin because these are honestly probably the two smartest people on the whole panel. And my question for Pride and Dustin is, let me ask you a question, and it goes to what Gonzo's saying. Gonzo's saying that are we the first ones to ever? Let me ask you a question. Yes, do we use a computer technology to zoom in on the little fingers that is being thrown down there between the catcher and the pitcher? Sure, we did. But let me ask you this: when I'm sitting on second base and I'm still doing the same damn thing, because let me be honest, before 2017, when they would go to the mound, why were they putting their gloves over their mouth? Why were they doing all these other things? because they knew that people were stealing stuff. People have been stealing stuff for freaking years. But all of a sudden, I got a camera, and I do something a little bit better than what you're doing at second base. And all of a sudden, now I'm a damn cheater. And let me say this furthermore. Let me ask you this. I know if it's off speed, and I know if it's a fastball. But what I don't know is down, in, and away. Because the banging of the trash can only tells me one thing. Off speed or fastball. It doesn't tell me left, right, up, or down. I still got to make contact with the son of a bitch.
Well, the thing is, I think that's why everybody made a big deal about it was because
people are stupid.
Because they used the trash can to do it. Like if they would have did it a different way, I don't think anyone says anything about it.
I get it.
They know everybody does it. It's just the fact that they use what they use.
And here's my thing. By the way, Jake, I see what you put up. I'm gonna put it up in a minute because I think, dude, these will be some interesting changes to baseball that I do like, and I think it would kind of put it back in the public eye. So don't worry, Jay. I'm gonna put it back. I'm gonna put it up.
And just understand this: the banging of the trash can only tells me timing. It doesn't tell me location.
But here's the thing:
I still got to figure out the location to go along with the timing. So if you guys don't think the Astros deserve that 2017 championship, y'all can suck my you know what.
But here's the thing, though. Like, you also need to take into consideration. I mean, let's be honest. Like, when a team wins a championship, if it's not your team, you're automatically going to hate them, right? Now, I do think that at the end of the day, regardless, they still cheated. And
I mean, people hate the Astros. I get it. They hate the Astros.
Right.
But you know what? It doesn't take anything away from their championship pride. It doesn't take the validity away from their championship.
I'm not going to say it takes it away. But unfortunately, it taints it. Yeah. Regardless of how you want to look at it, unfortunately, it taints it. And I believe they would have won if they hadn't done what I think they would have won. I really do.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Pride. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. If I take steroids into consideration, steroids are supposedly steroids are supposed to give you a power advantage. It gives you a power advantage, but you still got to locate the ball. What's the difference between that and me telling you if it's off speed or on speed, but I don't give you the freaking location? At the end of the day, you still got to put back to ball.
But hold on. I understand. Listen, I understand what you're saying. That's why I'm not taking that ring away from them.
No.
However, it's still tainted. It's still
hell, everything in baseball. But if you look at the history of baseball, Pride, let me ask you a question. No, this is the last question. I swear to God, I'll be quiet.
No, Jay, you're fighting. You're fighting from beneath.
No. What I want to ask you this: is there anything in baseball? Hold on. Is there anything in baseball? Honestly, before the Astros, is there anything in baseball at all the teams that's not tainted to some degree?
Until you get caught, you can't say that.
I get it, but look, and I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I do know that baseball's tainted all the way around, and it has been for years.
Okay, you're saying it's tainted because your team got caught.
I'm saying it's tainted because you can look at Black Sox, you can look at the steroids, you can look at all kinds of different things. Baseball is tainted, and it has been tainted for some time.
You're saying it's tainted to justify the fact that your team got caught. When the New England Patriots,
I would say that before. No, wait. I would say that before.
When we got caught with Spygate, was every other team doing it? Probably. But if that's your defense, you're automatically gonna lose. If your defense isn't, I didn't do it, but he's doing it and he's doing it, you're automatically going to lose, regardless of the matter if everyone's really doing it or not. Like pitchers, let's be honest here. We know a lot of pitchers are probably, they're using grip. Like, we know that, right? Like, we know a lot of pitchers. But until they get caught, we can't say definitively.
And I get that. I get that.
That's kind of how it goes with the Astros. Again, I think they would have won. And again, you don't got to take the ring from them. But it's got to be tainted. It's got to be looked at.
All of it's tainted, and that's what I'm saying. The whole damn sport is tainted. We're tainted. I get it. The Astros are tainted. I don't say it doesn't, but all the sport is tainted. And let me tell you something. I don't think it takes away from the validity. What I hate about it is people are trying to take away from them the validity of the Astros championship when the whole damn sport has lost its true validity. The damn sport of baseball has lost its validity.
They lost its validity because you guys got caught cheating.
Let's talk about the real issue in the room.
I mean,
Jay said that y'all two was the smartest guys in this chat.
Rob,
I got a problem with that.
I
The
disagree.
only issue that the only problem that Houston had, which I think is why they ultimately got caught, was their home and road splits during the World Series run that year. Because if you look at what they did at home, they hit a 313 at home and averaged about 8 runs per game. But then on the road, they hit a 237 and averaged 3 runs per game.
And this is why I feel bad.
They're really when you see that much of a discrepancy about what you're doing at home as to what you're doing at road, there was suspicions like throughout the entire playoff. There was some suspicion as to how are they hitting the ball this well here, but when they're not here, they're hitting it this poorly here. Like if it was like 20 or 30 points, that's one thing because that usually is the case. You do have teams that hit better at home than on the road. But when you're scoring 5 more runs per game at home and hitting about 100 points better at home than on the road, there was some suspicions basically from the start of the playoffs all the way through as to how there was that much of a drastic split difference.
Right. You know what I mean? And again, I just want to clarify. I believe the Astros would have won. I really do. I believe the Astros would have won. But if we believe they won, that wouldn't matter because at the end of the day, no matter how much we look at it, it's tainted in some degree. It's tainted. I told Jay that Jake that we were gonna that there was something. So he said, "This is my point. MLB has become greedy and tone deaf, and unfortunately, it's run by individuals who don't know the true meaning of the game itself. And other sports are thriving. There needs to be changes. Put in a salary cap, limit max contracts from 5 to 7 years for players." Front runner or runner at second extras only regular season and play more rivalry games in terms
Yes.
And
yeah, I like that.
NL, which honestly I do like the AL versus NL, but you also need to make sure that they're kind of powerhouses. Give people, like a 2-game stand here and there to kind of whet your appetite, so that way you can sell it as a potential World Series matchup. Because let's be honest, every time, I don't know about y'all, if I hear potential World Series matchup, that's what's on my second monitor. Like on my first monitor, it's every Boston Red Sox game. And then on the second monitor, it's just like I kind of scroll and see what else is going on.
Hey, but you know what else I hate about that? And what it can speed up the game and make it more interesting is I hate every time that when the guy's in the batter's box, before the pitch will come, he'll step out of the batter's box and call timeout. I hate that. They should limit the amount of times that you're allowed to come out of the batter's box and take your timeout. I'm sorry, that should be extremely limited.
I hate how baseball scheduling is now, going back to that last comment with like more rivalries. Because right now you play everybody in your division 19 times, which is basically half your season is just played in your own division. Mm-hmm. And then you play everybody else in the National League 6 to 7 times each, which leaves you 20 games just for interleague play. What I really think they should do is they should let every team play everybody at least once. So if I'll use the Cubs for example because I'm a Cubs fan. So if the Cubs would play everybody in the American League 1 series each, whether it's on the road, whether it's at home, whatever, that equates to 45 games because you would have 15 teams times a 3-game series. Mm-hmm. And then that would leave everybody in the National League to either play 8 or 9 times.
But I really think the biggest problem with baseball in terms of relevancy, the biggest problem with baseball is the slowness of it, the slow pace of it. They've got to figure out a way to speed up the game of baseball if they want it to be relevant.
They will, but like
if you really want to be relevant, you got to speed the game up.
The last comment though, like how we were saying, like you need more of those NL AL rivalries. Look at the Dodgers, for example, before this year with the Padres and the Giants being good. How many years did the Dodgers have a division where everybody in that division was 70 wins or less besides the Dodgers?
Yeah, Dodgers have the division won by.
They could go 50. They could go 50. They could go 58 and 20. They could go 58 and 22 in their division, and basically play 500 ball the rest of the year, and they would win 110 games.
I think they should cut down the number of division games you play.
Well, that's what I said. Like if you play everybody in
like you said, and cut division numbers.
Yeah, if you play everybody in the other league 3 times, that's 45 games, and then if you play everybody in the National League 9 times, that's 162 games. You would really see who the best teams are because you'd be playing the same schedule. It wouldn't be unbalanced. Everybody would play the same teams basically the same amount of times, so you would actually see who the best teams are, and you wouldn't be able to bank on a terrible division because you would only see those teams 9 times as opposed to 19.
But let me ask you a question, Dustin, and this because I hear what you're saying too about
the rivalries and things like that. What do you think is more? What do you think is going to revitalize baseball more? Honestly, and I'm just asking the question: Is it how we play the games, or is it the speed of the game that's going to make it more relevant? Because let's be honest, I get what you're saying. You can make the rivalry games. You can figure out ways to make it more the game more relevant. I don't think it really matters whether you put division games in, rivalry games, left, right, up, or down. To get the populace excited about baseball, you've got to look at the speed in which the game is played, and that really, I think, is the bigger issue. Not so much if it's a rivalry game or if it's a divisional game, but the speed in which the game is played is more relevant to the relevancy of the game.
Yes and no. Baseball screwed themselves with the steroid stuff. They should have just let it happen and not do anything about it, because that steroid era is what saved baseball from the 1994 strike. It's what brought people back. It brought excitement back into the game. It brought excitement back into the game. Because look at the home run derbies that Sammy Sosa put up between 2000 and 2002. Like that was what baseball started to come back, because it was the excitement of seeing people go out there and not only hit 60 to 70 home runs a year, but just hitting them 450, 460 feet and just absolutely massacring a ball. And then all of a sudden, baseball crashed down.
Hey, based on that, let me ask you this: Did Major League Baseball screw themselves by making the fields bigger when they should have gone with, like, let's say, the Coors Field or the Minute Maid Park and had a shorter field for longer home run or easier home runs to make the game more exciting? I mean, you know what I'm saying? They
never should have messed with field dimensions. They should have left them as is. Outside of Houston, because Houston had to get rid of that hill because there were too many injuries on that hill. They had to get rid of that hill.
But it was by far the funniest thing in the world. Like, have you guys ever watched like outfielders play it their first time there with that hill?
Yes.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I watched it firsthand.
Don't you remember?
I'm from Houston. I watched that thing firsthand.
Don't you remember the first year with Rick Ankiel where he ran face first off the pole?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hey Jay,
they could never like visiting guys could never get that hill right. And it was always them looking like they were on a slip and slide, like always following. Like they would try to run left, they're leaning right, and then they're just like, whoa, whoa.
Or you would see the center fielder like go on a dead run up until he got to the warning track, then all of a sudden stop, and then the ball would land like 10 feet over his head on the hill.
No, I remember who was it? Oh my God, I forgot who it was, but I remember the first time I saw it. He was running and he literally
Towels Hill, by the way. It was called Towels Hill.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's like looking back, and all of a sudden he just stops, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
That was put
and and then he gets to the dugout, and he gets yelled at.
Yeah, that was Scott. That was Scott Podsednik, and all of a sudden he like points to the hill. He's like, "Do you see that out there?"
Yeah, and like they're like, and you could just see his lip. Like he's like words was like, "Hill."
Gonzo, what were you saying, Gonzo?
I was going to say, go with your point about the pace of play. I don't think that's the biggest thing that's keeping baseball from being relevant. I think the biggest thing is the way Major League Baseball markets their players. They're marketing their players. They don't market none of their stars. Hell, Trout could walk down the road and most people ain't going to know who Mike Trout is.
But that's the kind of the
hold on now. But that doesn't make sense, because I can market a guy 20 ways from Sunday. But me as a person, if I don't like the way the sport is played, if I hate the speed at which the sport is played, I'm not going to tune in. I don't give a damn how well you market that son of a bitch. If the game itself is so slow that I can't sit there for 4 hours and watch it, I'm not going to watch it.
See, I don't mind the pace of play. I just want some.
But America obviously does.
I want some of the old like 1990s styles to come back, and what I mean by that is I want more base stealing, more hit and runs, and more sacrifice bunting. Screw this whole.
But wouldn't that affect the pace of play?
No, it would speed it up
a little bit. But here's the thing.
So then that mean that justifies that the pace is too slow.
No, it doesn't.
Let me tell you something. When the game comes on at 8, now wait, hold on. When the game comes on at 8 and it's damn near over at midnight, who the hell is going to stay there that damn long to watch a game that damn slow? I don't know if you've lost touch with reality. I don't know if you've lost touch with reality.
You're making a mistake.
Wait, hold on.
Most
No.
not that damn long.
Because you're pretending, because this is the notion people like you are making. You guys are pretending like pitchers are throwing no hitters every other day. You guys are making it seem like a guy will have an immaculate inning every single game. No, that's not how it goes. Regardless of if there's a pitch clock or whatever the case may be.
No. That's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about the time it takes to get a ball from the pitcher to the how long does it take to get a ball from the pitcher to the catcher and then all the interruptions from the pitcher to the batter's box.
Again, I'm gonna continue to say what I'm saying. There are multiple times where there are battling. How many times, Chris, Dustin, you guys know this. There are times where it's an 11, 12, 13 pitch at bat. Mm-hmm. What? Is the pitcher supposed to just shrug his shoulders and say, hey, yo, I'm going to hang it low. Go take me 450 dead center. Is that what he's supposed to do? No. You keep battling. You keep going back and forth. If a guy's on the base path and you're nervous he's going to steal, guess what? Do a pickoff attempt so that way he doesn't extend his lead. Because why would you want to do that? Why would you want to put him in a position where he can easily steal second? He's in scoring position with run out, and now look, now you're screwed. Now you're putting yourself in a position where you constantly have to look back.
I was just giving you an opinion, a point of view from a person like myself. Like many people who don't really watch baseball, it is a very slow. It's a very slow game, and it's hard to get into it because you look up and it's like it's a snooze fest, honestly.
And that's my point. The time it takes to get a ball from the pitcher's mound to the batter is ridiculous. And let's be honest, with the amount of times I can step out of the batter's box, all that does is drag on the out.
But my
point with baseball is it's too damn slow.
Matter of fact, let's make it slower. I
really
let's make it slower. Matter of fact, from now on,
how dare you not watch baseball, Rob? You live in Chicago.
I'm gonna try, dude.
Can we put a time clock on the pitch? Let's put a time clock on the pitch.
We're gonna do a stopwatch. We're gonna do a stopwatch. See how long it takes them to do that.
It takes a hot minute.
Well, it doesn't, but. And when we do that, guess what? We're now going to make them
double. I can damn near cook a dinner.
We're going to give you slow. We're going to give you
slow. Cook a dinner in between batters.
Don't take it to heart, my boy. Don't take it to heart.
Jay, they do have a pitch clock in spring training.
Baseball race.
That's true, they do. But let's be honest. I can almost make a lunch. Okay, watch this. If I'm making hot dogs, I can make hot dogs in between freaking batters and have a whole meal done before the inning is even freaking over. That's how slow baseball is. And let me ask you, wait, Rob. Let me ask you, as a casual person, because let's be honest. Okay, Rob, and listen, please take this the right way. Don't take this the wrong way. But you're the demographic I'm talking about. The African-American population has lost touch with reality of baseball. They just have. It's prevalent. It's prevalent. It's true. Rob, let me ask this. As a person who probably doesn't watch baseball as much, and Pride obviously watches baseball regularly.
I'm just laughing because with no context, what Jay just said sounds so messed up.
It probably does because I'm not politically fucking correct. I love all people. I love everybody. I don't give a fuck what your racial color is. Pardon my French.
Hey, Jay.
I love everybody. Listen, I fucking love everybody, and I hope that everybody loves me, regardless of my stupidity. But I'm gonna say this, Rob.
We love you, bro. We love you, Jay.
I know. I hope you do. But Rob, let me ask you this: as a guy, no, you're the demographic. No, seriously, Rob, you're the demographic that I'm targeting. That's why baseball is irrelevant. Number one, you don't watch the sport hardly at all because you say it's too slow. Number two, you're African American, and that's the demographic that has been lost from baseball. Let's just be honest. Let's call it a spade. That's the demographic that we have lost. And it's a big freaking demographic in America. So, Rob, from a person that does not watch the game that much, what would it take to bring you into the fold and get you to watch baseball as much as you watch basketball or football? Please explain.
The White Sox in the World Series.
No, be quiet. Everybody be quiet. Rob, I want to hear this. No, I want to hear this. And you need to hear this too, because this is the crutch. Everybody be quiet. This is the crutch of my argument. This is the creme de la creme of my argument. Rob, a man who does not watch baseball enough, a man who is African American, and doesn't watch baseball enough. Why or what could baseball do to make it more relevant or equal to relevancy of basketball and football? Please explain.
And by the way, real quick.
No. Let him explain. Let him explain. Let him
there we go.
whatever you want. Let him.
Hold on, let me just. There we go. Okay, so just real quick. So what he's going on about, because people are saying the game is dominated by minorities. He's not talking about the players. He's referring to the viewers. That's who he's referring to. So
somebody tell Jay he's muted.
Nah, he knows. Nah, because he thinks I'm attempting to taint your mindset on it, Rob.
Hey, listen, stop it. Just stop it. Like, can we get an unfiltered answer that's not skewed by anybody? It's a simple question to Rob.
It was just people were saying.
No, Pride, you're trying to shift it. It's a simple question. It's a simple question.
No.
I
was explaining the comment.
Yeah, because someone was saying that the game is dominated by minorities, and I'm just saying. You're talking about the players.
Viewership.
You're talking about the casual viewer.
Right.
I was attempting
exactly. That's my point. The casual viewer is what pays the bills. Rob, casual guy.
Go ahead, Rob.
Could you please tell me if there's no ambiguities by Pride? Please, Pride, let the man talk.
Well, I'm gonna say this: if baseball keeps the same pace, because I do respect the physicality of the sport, you know. It's not an easy sport to do. But if you're going to keep the same pace, then you got to cut the game off somewhere. I think 9 innings is a little too long, in my personal opinion. Due to the pace of the play, as he just mentioned, you could watch a game at 7 o'clock and be turning it off at 11:30.
Oh, that's fine.
That's too long for a game that has that slow of a pace.
Oh, that's perfect.
But only only the most consistent viewer would have respect for it. If basketball stayed on that long, I would watch it. So I understand where you're coming from. And then also, baseball doesn't tell the stories like other sports do. You look at certain, the only rivalries I know of is the Cubs and the Sox, and that's just because I'm from Chicago. But, if you look at basketball, they tell the stories of different rivalries, or football, they tell the stories of these franchises. I would have to agree with Chris when he says the marketing for baseball sucks. I don't know anything about baseball except for what I see on TV, and unfortunately, the national media coverage don't talk much about baseball. I think the biggest story was the comment that Stephen A. Smith said about the Japanese player.
Oh, shit.
And that became the whole debacle. Yeah, so I don't know.
So my question for you, Rob, is what's more important as a casual fan, what is more important to you, the rivalries or the pace of the game?
The pace, for sure.
Thank you. Case closed. Case closed, Pride. Dustin, y'all can suck my big wiener.
No.
Oh,
Listen.
wow. Jay is on one this morning, Lord Jesus.
You're talking about the pace of play, the average baseball game.
Thank you, Rob. That literally has made the rest of my life. I don't care if I die tomorrow.
Go ahead, Chris. And by the way, real quick, Dustin, I was actually going to bring that up, but since you put it, I'm going to let you after Chris.
He muted me. You made my life, Rob. Rob, I love you. I love freaking you, man. Thank you. I'm done.
Go ahead, Chris.
We're talking about the average pace of play. The average baseball game in 2021 took 3 hours and 10 minutes.
It's not bad.
The average NFL game was 3 hours and 12 minutes.
Oh, my God. So is NFL too long? Is the NFL too long?
It's exciting.
It's faster. It's faster paced. Let's be honest. And you know it, Pride. Pride, I know you're in a losing argument and Pride doesn't like it. Oh my God, I'm Pride. And I can't ever lose an argument. I can never lose an argument. But you lost it, Pride. Take your L. Take your L, Pride. Take your freaking L.
But hold on,
clarify what I mean.
Take your L, damn it.
I know what you mean, Rob. I know what you mean.
I know what you mean,
I'm not
Rob.
meaning like the length of the game. I mean
Yes.
what's going on inside of the game.
Yeah,
It's
I know
like
what-
sometimes, like, you can go into the middle of football, for example. Let's say you missed the first quarter.
Correct.
You can get right into it from the second quarter, even if you miss the excitement of the first quarter. If I turn the baseball in the middle of a game, it's like, okay, what's going on out here? I look at the score and everything, but people standing around, it's just so slow to me. It gets exciting sometimes, like you mentioned, if a pitcher throws a no-hitter, and you getting behind this pitcher to see if he can complete the game that way, or if a person is most consistent at a bat and has a high batting average, I'm assuming, you know, and you think he's gonna continue his batting streak, that can be a little bit exciting. But for the most part, it's a bunch of standing around to me. Now I understand you guys as technical baseball viewers, you understand every aspect of the game, and a little bit of that is on me. But I just feel like in my community, we don't really care about baseball. You don't have people at the barbershops talking baseball and things like that.
And I understand that, but again, it's not because of the pace.
To me, I'm just giving you my opinion of it.
No, I feel you, but let's be honest. The pace don't mean anything.
It's a boring game.
Well, okay, but so you know what else is boring? Bowling. But them dudes is stupid.
There's a reason
Hey,
why.
let me ask you this. Hey, can you name me one bowler? Just name me one. Name me one person in bowling outside of Pete Weber.
The dude who was like, "Who do you think you are?" I am.
Hey, Dustin, that's not fair because we knew you knew a name.
Parker Bowen, Chris Barnes.
Oh God! Never ask a NASCAR guy about bowling. Let me repeat that. Never ask a NASCAR guy about bowling. He is a stereotypical white person that knows bowling and freaking NASCAR. You tell me one African American you ever seen with a bowling ball and professional bowling. I can't think of one. And I've watched bowling.
Mookie Betts of the Dodgers has 7 career 300 games because he was.
Excuse me. I've never seen Mookie Betts on the Pro Tour, so I don't know what we're talking about. And that guy, I hate you. I hate you, that guy. You know everything.
2011, Mookie Betts was on the Pro Bowler Tour.
Is there anything you don't freaking know? Like, literally, I don't get it, man. Are you like fucking Cybertron? Are you like an Autobot? Are you like a Transformer? I don't get it. Are you like a freaking, are you the Whopper from War Games? Are you the Whopper computer? I don't get it. I don't freaking get it.
Chris is like, okay, hold on. I need a second, bro.
Like who knows this crap? Literally. I don't get it. Dustin, I don't care. No. Wait. Stop the show. This is ASAP in the morning. Pride, I got to ask one question. I've got to ask it because everybody in the world that watches this show is asking the same damn question that I'm thinking, and it's pretty damn important. Stat guy, Dustin, Siri, Whopper computer from War Games, Matthew Broderick version. Tell me, what the F is your secret? How do you know the most mundane things of life? I don't get it. How do you know this? Are you like a super genius? Are you like, do you literally wake up at night having sex with your wife and say, you know what? I've got to
What is going on?
No. Do you tell me, excuse me, I've got to research stats and I've got inundate things that nobody else would know in America. I've got to give them.
I don't even research them. I just watch sports. I don't just watch it just to watch what's happening. I pick up on the conversations that commentators have. I pick up on the things they show and just random stuff that nobody thinks about. I just pick up on it and I just retain it. It's just some stuff that I hear is just like interesting, and then I just like retain it. Like back when they were talking about.
No, you don't retain it, bro. You've got a photographic memory. Literally, no, I'm convinced. I don't even think you're a real person. Dustin, I love you, man. And I want you to hear me when I say this. I don't think you're a human being. I think one or two theories is there. Either A, number one, you're a robot, and you have flesh, and you are a governmental experiment. Or B, you're a freaking alien from the planet Zoltar, sit here to know everything about America and answer crazy questions that nobody else has the answer to. I'm just saying, you're either an alien or you're a governmental experiment. Either way, you're freaking phenomenal.
Well, like Wayne said, we are not the same. I am a Martian.
Bro, it's ridiculous how much he knows about sport. Nobody knows this much. Nobody. It's not natural. Not natural.
I watch way too much sports. I watch 38 hours of
No. This is beyond sports. I thoroughly believe that you have a PhD in sports history. I believe it with the fiber of my body.
And luckily he chose to do the show with ASAP in the morning.
And Pride didn't even want me on the show to begin with. Pride
Oh,
wanted
Pride-
me. No,
hey,
Freddie.
listen, Pride's
No,
not the
Freddie.
smartest.
Freddie didn't want me on the
Pride's not
morning
the
show.
smartest. He's not. He's a very knowledgeable person. Let me tell you something about Pride. Pride is very knowledgeable, and I love Pride. He's got the best freaking sense of humor known to man, and I love Pride. No, Pride. You are like the bomb diggity, no doubt. I wake up every morning saying, you know what? I know 2 things are going to happen in my life. Number one, I'm going to take a poop in the morning, and number two, I'm going to hear Pride at 10 a.m. Those are the 2 things that I count on every single day of my life. I don't care if I watch the board. No. I don't care if I watch the voices.
The most important piece.
Hold on.
The most
I don't
important
care if
piece
my
in the
wife.
morning.
Listen to me now. I don't care if my wife. Look, 2 things I know happen. If my wife goes out and has sex with another man, I don't care. If she divorces me, I don't care. All I need is 2 things in the morning. Number one is this show with Pride, and number two, I have a poop. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. Those are my 2 basic things in life. And Pride, I love you. Pride, I
put the
freaking
yak
love you.
in Jay's coffee? Who put the yak?
At this point, yeah, Rob, I'm with you. He got Spike.
Who put the yak in Jay's coffee this morning?
Yeah, he got Spike. Dustin, my heart hurts, Dustin.
You wanted me on the network, but you and Freddie didn't originally want me on the morning show. You wanted to put me.
That's now I have to defend myself. No, hold on.
By the way, this is not only a sports show. This is comedy hour. You can't pay for this kind of entertainment.
Oh, by the way, I just looked this up for Jay just because he likes to call me like a robot.
You are a freaking robot.
So
you're like R2-D2.
Mookie Betts last competed in the Professional Bowling Tour in 2020. He averaged a 198.6 that year on the tour and did not qualify to make the ending tournaments because his average was not high enough. But he still has 7 career 300 games. So he was on the tour during the COVID-shortened baseball season because he needed something to do, and because he bowls like a lot, just decided to do it.
Hey, quick question, Rob. What's your sports? What's your football team?
The Bears.
The Bears. Chicago, Soldier Field, one of the 2 stadiums outside of Arrowhead. Soldier Field that is not named after a person. No, it's not named after a person or a sponsor. So Soldier Field and Arrowhead. I'm just Dustin made me watch it. I just wanted to prove that I actually did my homework. That's all I'm trying to do here. And today, if I prove I know I did my homework, then Dustin's gonna be proud of me. And I'm gonna get a freaking A on my paper. Peace out, love and deuces.
You get a gold star to put on your fridge.
You get a gold star.
Now defend yourself. Pride.
Literally, hey, I'm at the World Change line at 6:30 in the morning. No, this is how much I take Dustin's opinion for seriousness. I'm at the oil change line at 6:30 a.m. because if you get there at 7, you're going to be there till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I get there at 6 o'clock and every other schmuck, and I'm literally listening in my truck while everybody is doing whatever they're doing. I'm listening to sports stadiums and their history. And that's how I learned all this. I just want you to say that. That's why I did my homework.
Jay about to blow his mic out.
Yeah.
Jay about to blow his mic out. I just want to say one thing, Dustin. I wanted you here. I fought for you.
I just showed up one day.
I did my homework, though. Damn it!
I just showed up one day. Like I just like
because I just put the link. That's it. I'm just here to put the link out, and then whoever wants to come, you guys can come. That's really all. Pause. Like that's really all my job is. So
I love.
You know what I mean? Like
he said,
"Hey, listen."
And then Dustin came in, and I was like, "Finally, you're here."
If you want to listen to for all our listeners out there, if you want to just hear sports talked about with a very mundane voice, giving stats, blah 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 blah, okay, go join ESPN, whatever the hell. But if you want to hear a show of personality, if you want to hear a show that's got grit and love and intelligence, you come to ASAP in the morning.
Now, can I shameless plug for a second?
Matter of fact, shameful, my guy.
I
Go ahead.
It. Hey, just dropped a new episode of Rob's 2 Cents available on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, and the Rewind Sports 60 Roku channel. Y'all check.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Rob. I got a question for you. You call it Rob 2 Cents, right?
Yeah.
So if I got 10 cents, do I get 5 shows for free?
No.
Well, what the hell?
The only 2 cents that matters is right now. Just play.
Oh man! So we spent about an hour talking about MLB. That's longer than a lot of other people.
Did you want me to touch on the blackout thing quick?
Yes, real quick, because this by far.
There's nothing in this show that's real quick, but go ahead.
Real quick, Dustin. Can
But no,
I
this is-
explain my
this-
hatred for the blackout? Can I explain my hatred for it?
Yeah.
Like, I am a corporate simp. Okay, I am a joke to society. Right. I wasted my time, my energy, my resources. I decided to purchase the MLB Network last year.
MLB
was
Network or
under the-
MLB TV?
Or MLB TV. I'm sorry, MLB TV. I was under the impression that if I get it, I get whatever games I wanted to watch. Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. I spent all this money. Couldn't even see the playoffs. I spent all this money. Wasn't even able to see the Boston Red Sox whenever we would have faced like a very important game because it was a blackout. I was so triggered. So
But you got MLB TV. You did not get MLB Network. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you don't know those.
But that's where you screwed up right there.
No, because
No, but I thought-
MLB Network only shows like 1 game or 2 games a day versus MLB TV. You
that
can
you're
watch
supposed to
every
get all the
team from
games, right.
everywhere.
But you're supposed to, but the blackout still applies to them.
Yep.
Which doesn't make any sense at all.
How much did you pay for that? I don't want to get too personal, but damn it, you had to spend a lot.
I get it every
Much.
single year, and I get
Too
it
much.
with the minor league package attached to it, just because I watch a lot more minor leagues now than I used to. But for just MLB TV, you're paying $110 a year.
Is it just me, or is cable TV stupid expensive?
Well, it's
So I
not
got
bad
Hulu.
when you think about it, because $110 a year is like $9 a month. It's really
No, Spencer, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. As stat guy, you must be a millionaire. That $110 means nothing to you. It's like fucking raining in the clubs like 50 cents on a good night. I'm sorry. I guess $110 for schmucks like me means a hell of a lot.
I'm far from
$100 what I get for groceries, and I'm sitting here eating fucking ramen noodles. I'm sorry. I don't know what it feels like to be you. I apologize.
I'm far from rich, but if I'm gonna splurge, I'm splurging on the MLB TV package. I don't care.
And so you're eating less than ramen noodles, but you're watching baseball games.
Mhm.
Okay, well, shit. Can I come live with you? How much you charge for rent?
I will eat Spam out of a can just so I can have MLB TV.
God, he's a robot. He's this. He's that. He's like every fucking. What the hell is he not? It's like ridiculous.
Hey, if you went to move to Atlanta, you'd have only been an hour and 5 minutes from my house in Sheboygan.
No, you live in Sheboygan?
No, I live like an hour from Sheboygan.
Oh, I lived on 4th Street on Sheboygan. Okay, I got you. Go
All right, so Dustin, you say you wanted to touch on the blackout real quick. Go ahead.
Because like Chris was saying that baseball doesn't do a good job of marketing their players, which is kind of why the casual fan isn't into it as much. It has nothing to do with marketing the players. It has to do with baseball's stupid blackout rules. And the Chicago Cubs used to be on WGN, so anywhere in the country you could watch basically the Chicago Cubs or the Chicago White Sox, which is why those teams are so popular in the 1990s, because you had WGN, where you literally had a baseball game on every single day, whether it was the Cubs, whether it was the White Sox. Then WGN gets disbanded from baseball, and now, unless you live in the Chicago area, you can't watch the Cubs, you can't watch the White Sox, this and that. So that's where MLB TV comes into play, where it allows you to watch every out-of-market game from any team that you want anytime. Well, guess what? Baseball still has stupid blackout rules. So with me being a Chicago Cubs fan and living in Wisconsin, I'm fortunate enough where I can watch basically any Chicago Cubs game because I'm out of the Cubs market, except when they play the Milwaukee Brewers for the 19 times during the year. That is my blackout. So yes, I'm paying for the MLB package, but I still have 19 games a year that I cannot watch. And it's when they play the Milwaukee Brewers. So if you live in an area where, like in New York City, not only do you have Yankees games blacked out, but you'd have Mets games blacked out. If you live out in Los Angeles, you'd have the Dodgers and the Angels blacked out. San Francisco, you'd have Oakland and San Francisco blacked out. So not only do they not do a good job marketing players, but the people that don't have cable, the people that are spending all this money on like the baseball TV package just so they can watch baseball, still have limitations because the blackout limits the amount of games that you can see. And when you're limited in the amount of games you can watch, the less likely you're going to be to follow it.
Mm-hmm. And let me say something. Sanders Arroyo Sanchez, one of our commenters, I want to go up a few comments to where he says, yeah, but African Americans watch golf solely because of Tiger Woods. If baseball had players like a Woods that African Americans can root for, and that's the problem. Again, it goes back to the relevancy of baseball and African American community. People aren't taking an interest in learning how to play baseball. They'd rather try to play basketball or football because of the pace of the game and the lack of excitement of baseball.
No, but no. It's not the.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's true.
No, it's not the pace. It's the marketing. That's the problem. It's, in my opinion, I believe the reason baseball is in the position it's in is the marketing.
If you were a casual baseball fan, would you know who Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is?
If I'm a casual fan?
No. You would just say he's the son of Vladimir Guerrero because he's Vladimir Guerrero.
No, but hold on. I'm gonna say you're saying if I'm a casual fan, do I know who Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is?
Yeah, do you know
I would say yes because I mean Vladimir Guerrero is a pretty popular guy. He's a pretty popular guy.
But would you? But I
his son?
Try with somebody less popular than Vladimir.
Okay, fine. If you were the casual baseball fan, would you know who Jason Hayward is?
Okay, there you go. That's a good example. Not Vladimir, because Vladimir's too damn popular in baseball community to say. Now, if you said Jason Hayward, I'll be honest. No, Pride, I don't even know who that is. And I watched
You just messed up, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you said Vladdy is popular in what? What did you say? In the MLB community.
Right. What I'm saying is, even in
we're talking about a casual fan.
Justin, who did you just tell me about? Justin Hayward, right?
Jason Hayward.
Oh, Jason. Okay, that even proves my point even further. In the baseball world, we know Vladimir. In the baseball world, I don't know Justin, Jason, whatever the Hayward, whatever. I don't know him. And that's my point. That's my point. Even in the baseball world, I don't know this guy versus that guy.
No.
But what I was getting at with Vladimir Guerrero, like a casual baseball fan would say Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is the son of Vladimir Guerrero because whatever. But if you're a casual baseball fan, do you realize how good Vladimir Guerrero was?
No.
Do you realize how good his kid is?
No.
Name, like he has a popular name because he's 21. He's like one of the biggest superstars now. But as a casual baseball fan, unless you actually sit down and watch not one Blue Jays game, but like watch like quite a few Blue Jays games to see how good he is, you really don't know who he is. You know his name, you know his dad played in baseball, but unless you're actually watching baseball, you don't know how good his dad was, and you don't know how good Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is. That's kind of like the marketing side of things. Like,
yeah,
everyone knows who Mike Trout is because of his name. Obviously, everyone knows who Bryce Harper is because of his name. But unless you actually sit down and watch them play, you don't know how good of a player they are. Like Mike Trout markets himself more than anybody in baseball, and it's because he is now the co-owner of Body Armor Sports Drink.
Oh, there you go.
So not only is he making $41 million a year playing,
he's making more than that,
but he's bringing in another $20 to $25 million.
Yeah, he's making good money off that.
So people know who he is based off of that. People know who he is based off of him being a Los Angeles Angel. But unless
by the way, Sandro Arroyo Sanchez, Pride. If you need a fire stick, he can hook you up.
No, I don't need it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on the air.
What?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say. I have. Wait.
Don't say it. Pride, if you're doing illegal stuff, don't say it. They can incriminate you. Don't do it. As a black man, don't do it.
Who said anything illegal?
Hey, listen, I'm not an attorney, but I'm just saying, as a black man, I know you're from the Dominican Republic, but as a black man, don't do it.
Yo, Rob, no race is safe today, bro. He came at us. He came at Dustin. No one's safe, bro. No one's safe. No one's safe.
Yeah,
baseball. You know what pisses me off though? Pride. You know what really makes me mad? Let me tell you what makes me mad. Pride is that Sandro Arroyo Sanchez did not want to give the white guy a fucking fire stick. Why? What the hell did I do? Why can't I get a freaking fire stick? When you go to the Dominican Republic, you can't give the white guy a damn fire stick.
Hey, Jay, if you need a fire stick, I'll get you.
I got two fire sticks.
Yes.
No.
Yes. I'm telling you, Stat guy, Gonzo. I'm living over here on Farva Beans, Keontae, and I need a freaking fire stick.
I give you a fire stick.
Jay,
I got 2 of them.
Jay, if you need after the show, just hit me up.
Guy, I'm living on WIC right now. They don't even know that I'm a 50-year-old man. They think I'm a fucking infant and I need WIC. I'm living on WIC for milk and cheese. Yes, I need a freaking fire stick.
I got you.
I wish I had some drink because I'll take a shot every time Jay drops an F-bomb.
Oh,
you know what? I gotta be quiet. I gotta be quiet. I gotta be better
Rob,
than
you
this.
would be off your chair on the floor
Yes.
right now. There would be no rocking back and forth. You'd be rocking and not becoming.
Hey, listen, right now. Hold on, Pride, let me say this because this might be my last show. Pride, let me just say this. Let me go with saying this. Listen, I'm already down for 2 conversations. One is gonna be in the chat group of Freddie. The other one's going to be in the chat group of J-Ness. And the last one's going to be a chat group of J-Ness and Freddie, all saying the same thing. Jason, you're fired. Listen, if I'm going out, I'm going to go out the way Jason McMinn, Jay McLovin, because I am a McLovin. Let me tell you something. I know how to do some loving. If I'm going out, I'm going out in style.
Woo!
I'm doing the Ric Flair strut for you, Jay.
Yes, sir. And real quick, Jay, I just want to let you know. And if I'll put in the group chat. I'll put in the group chat later. I'm gonna stick myself out in the game for a bit. So I'm gonna shut up.
No more sabbaticals.
By the way, I love this show. This show has been so freaking awesome. I love this show.
All right, so there's another topic I want to have.
Right, wonder why I say it's a blessing.
Oh, God.
Yes, sir. Here's a conversation I want to have because I don't think we have had this conversation yet. I don't think we've sat down. So obviously,
please tell me it's not about baseball.
No, it's not. It's not. I promise. I promise. So, matter of fact, Ryan, I'm gonna start it with you. So, James Harden is now in Philly. Ben Simmons now in Brooklyn. Each guy has certain expectations on what they're going to bring to the table. Who has more pressure on them to make it work with their new team? James Harden or Ben Simmons?
Great question. James Harden realistically has to get it done with Embiid this year. They have the higher championship expectations. However, long term, Ben Simmons has a lot to figure out up in Brooklyn, but I feel like he's in the right hands. I feel like he got some great veterans around him. He's gonna be all right. So I'll go with Harden.
So you say you go. So you going with James?
Sir James Harden.
All right, bet. Chris, who got more pressure on him?
I think James Harden as well, because he forced his way out of Houston because he didn't want to be there. He wanted to be in Brooklyn, and he got in Brooklyn, wasn't happy there, and forced his way out of there. So I think if he don't get it done with Embiid in Philadelphia, that's a bad look for him. Because is he going to try to push his way out of there to go somewhere else? I know Simmons didn't play for a year, but Harden's bouncing from team to team because he's not happy.
Jay.
All right, here's my deal.
Oh my God.
No, it ain't gonna be that bad, Pride. It ain't gonna be that bad. By the way, Sander Arroyo Sanchez. Thank you. That's what I really wanted. I've wanted that the whole night, and nobody would have given me the damn main screen. Thank you.
Ben had the main screen.
I love this group. Sander Arroyo Sanchez, our commenter. Sander Arroyo Sanchez, our commenter. My show is called Unscripted. You can find it on ASAP. You know, he asked a question. He said, wait, Jay, where can I find you? Where can I follow you? You can follow me on ASAP Network. I come 7 o'clock, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 o'clock, and all times are Eastern. 8 o'clock on Saturdays. 7 o'clock, Tuesday, Thursdays, 8 o'clock on Saturdays on ASAP. You can find me. You can also find me on Facebook under Unscripted. Having said that, I don't even know what the other question was. What was the question?
Who has more pressure on him to win this year, James Harden or Ben Simmons?
Hell, Ben Simmons, what pressure does he have? That man been sitting out for a hot minute talking to his mental therapist. If he should be the most medicated, therapist-driven person ever on the face of the earth, he's got top-notch psychologists that I can't even have access to. So Ben Simmons should be chilling.
Oh, we talking basketball now?
Let me tell you something. Ben Simmons coming back relaxed. He's been medicated. He's been therapized. He's going to roll out nicely with Durant. He's got a brand new atmosphere. He's got Durant. He's got Kyrie Irving. He's going to come out and do his defensiveness. He's going to do everything that he's supposed to. He's going to facilitate. I don't know how well he's going to shoot because he's still not really a good shooter, but he will be defender and he will facilitate. And I think that's really all. I think that's really all that Brooklyn is going to require of him.
Jay, let me step in.
Player of the year.
Let me step in for a second, Jay.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's good.
No, that's all good. I don't care. Listen, say what you got to say, brother.
I just feel like the only thing with Ben Simmons that concerns me is it seems like he's nervous about that upcoming matchup against Philadelphia.
Probably, but he's not required to shoot. No, wait, hold on, Rob. I got you. I get that. He probably is nervous because he hasn't played in a year and a half. But here's the deal. I don't think that Brooklyn is saying go out and shoot. I think Brooklyn is saying go out there and defend, go out there and facilitate, do what your strengths are. We got Durant to shoot. I got Kyrie Irving to shoot. I got Seth freaking Curry to shoot. You just go out there and do what you do. Know what you know how to do. You can defend and you can facilitate. And that's all I need from you. I think Ben Simmons is fine with that role, and he's going to roll with it. He's going to be the best facilitator and defender there is. And I will say with James Harden now, here's where it goes. Here's where it comes now. Now listen to me now.
Get yourself together, Jay.
No, listen now. They're giving up their price pieces.
Ron's going to jump through that. Ron's going to jump through that screen.
Now listen to me now. Hold on. Stay with me. Stay on the train. Don't get off this yet because we got a lot of stops to go through.
I don't know if I trust you driving a train. I'm sorry.
Shut your mouth. Shut your damn mouth. Listen, Philadelphia's got to sit there and Morey is going to have to figure out, okay, listen, I was trying to get picks for freaking Simmons. I'm giving up picks for Harden. I gave up Seth Curry. I gave up Andre Drummond. I think if anybody's got practice? We talking about practice? It's going to be Daryl freaking Morey because he just sat there and gave a man who he thought in Houston was a lot slimmer, a lot more versatile, a lot more everything else than what he is currently to be. And you're riding on this goose egg. You put all your chips on this goose egg.
Have you seen James Harden?
I'm bringing it home.
He's not putting his eggs on Harden.
Came up with Joel Embiid. And this is the guy that you think that you had in Houston. And he's not the guy you had in Houston. He's the guy you got in Brooklyn. And they are two completely different James Hardens.
So in the end, James Harden or Ben Simmons, who has more pressure?
James Harden.
Okay, so Ron, do I have the opportunity real quick? Do I have everybody's blessing per se?
Before you go first, I'm just going to say Philadelphia is going to end up with the top seed in the East.
Thank you.
You'd be wrong.
We'll see. I mean, listen.
No, he'd be wrong. He'd be completely wrong.
I mean, look, it's a possibility.
He's so wrong. It's ridiculous.
It's a legitimate.
Why is he wrong, Jay? Why is he wrong?
Why is he wrong? Because the 76ers don't have a complete team. No, I'll tell you why. The 76ers don't have a complete team. They're not complete.
They're 2.5 games back and going to dominate everybody. So,
I get you, and that's a good point. But
dominate now.
Hey, but I'm telling you, I think Chicago and Miami are more complete than the Sixers.
Not right now, not with the injuries we have.
No, the Bulls.
You say what you say. You say what you say. And when they aren't, Rob, I got the receipt on you.
No. I said that right now, due to injury, we have to see how quickly these players can get acclimated. I have to see how Tristan Thompson is going to fit into all this. I feel like the Bulls have the capability.
It's what I said yesterday. I don't think you were on the show yesterday, were you, Rob?
No.
I said right now the Bulls have a good problem to have. But at the same time, they have a very bad problem to have. Because right now, the Bulls, technically, when they get all their pieces back, like Alex Caruso, Lonzo Ball, and Patrick Williams back in March. The Bulls theoretically can go 13 deep. Because right now they're going 10 guys deep, sometimes 11 guys deep per game, and those 3 guys who are technically starters are not even playing right now.
So what you're telling me, Dustin, so what you're telling me is the Chicago Bulls have a problem that pretty much every NBA team would love to have.
But that's the problem, though. They're not going to be able to go 13 deep in the playoffs.
Yeah,
they're going to have to go down to like 8 or 9.
Okay, so and watch this. Let me make it real simple for you. I let Patrick
think about the talent that you're going to be replacing, though.
Yeah, like who?
I get it. I let Patrick go. And I let the rest of the team fall into place. I let Patrick go. And let the rest of the team fall into place. And I know you're shaking your head no, but I think you do that.
Patrick Williams. I mean, he's going to be one of your defensive anchors on that.
I get it. No, I get that. But you also got to figure into consideration that you got, and I can't say that guy's name. I know I'm going to say it wrong. Dunsamu or Ayo. Ayo. I think Ayo, you don't let Ayo go. Ayo and freaking Lonzo Ball, you got to have them for your backup and your point.
Right, but he's gonna play Ayo with Caruso.
Yeah,
no way.
You let Caruso go?
No, you're gonna play.
You let Caruso go?
No, that's like what I said.
No, think about it. No, think about what you just said. You got Lonzo Ball, you got Caruso, and you got Patrick.
Jay, I said you're gonna play Caruso with Ayo.
I don't think so, Rob.
That's gonna be your guard tandem coming off the bench.
So you let Patrick go.
Rob, I don't think so, honestly.
So you let Patrick go, and that's the right guy.
I know.
I think Ayo is going to remain the starting point guard until the playoffs. I really do.
I wouldn't do that
because here's why I say that. Lonzo's not going to be coming back till like March 20th ish.
Yeah,
it's going to take him. It's going to take
the worst injury.
Yeah, it's going to take Lonzo Ball 2 or 3 weeks to get that knee in the position that he wants it to be. And because of that, you don't want to throw him in the middle of the starting lineup right away when Ayo is playing as well as he is. Let Lonzo Ball come off the bench when he returns, get that knee to where he wants it to be, and then when you get to the playoffs, put Lonzo Ball back into that starting lineup. You don't want to put him in there right now because the Bulls are playing very well without him in that starting lineup right now.
Yeah, they'll just play better with him.
But Dustin, you were shaking your head. Dustin, you were shaking your head, and I'm saying your 3 choices are either. So your point, either you're gonna let go of Caruso or Patrick. Who you letting go?
I'm letting go Derrick Jones Jr. I'm letting go Troy Brown Jr. I'm letting go Matt Thomas, and I'm letting go Tyler Cook. And then you put everybody else out there.
Okay.
It doesn't even matter. The Bulls are going home in the first round.
All right, Ron, hold on. Relax.
Damn, Ron came out and said first round Bulls exit.
Hey, Ron,
no, he's been saying this for a while.
I wasn't going to speak on this, Ron, but you know what Philly's biggest problem is? The injury bug. When is Joel Embiid going to go down? That's the question everybody needs to get answered.
No, hold on. Time out. Hold on. No.
We know the talent. We know the talent that Philly has.
Nope.
But
go in your corner. Go in your corner.
James Harden and Joel Embiid are injured.
Go by that little pink tree in the corner.
And we're gonna say that about Anthony Davis.
Because that's messed up. Nah, that's messed up. Listen, because every time I say it, I'm horrible. I'm Russia. Every time I say it, that's
you are Russia, damn it.
But then when Rob says it, everyone's like, "Oh, he's got a good point." I knew that hated me. I knew it was hate. I knew it. I'm going on sabbatical. Call me Kyrie Irving. I ain't coming back to the vaccine mandates. Well, that's his vaccine mandate. My hate mandate. When the hate mandate gets thrown aside, I'll come back. Until then, I'm going, man. I'm sick of it. But real quick, let me just touch on something you said, Jay, because you said James Harden had more pressure. You said
I believe James Harden has more pressure than Ben Simmons. Absolutely, because they gave up picks for him. Morey, no. He's got more. No. Hold on. Let me finish that now. Real quick, and I'll be done. I'm not gonna be long. I promise you. Morey was asking picks for Simmons. Morey winds up giving up picks for Harden. How does Harden not have more pressure? Because, quote unquote, he's supposed to be the superstar. And you gave up picks for. How does he not have pressure to perform? Coming off the injuries and the out of conditioning and what he's in.
And that's what I'm saying.
Harden
And
has more pressure, but
not for the reason.
he's
It's not
thinking.
because it's not because of them giving up picks. Like that doesn't.
Oh.
I don't want to say
Really?
anything.
You don't think you got pressure? You gave up first round picks for him?
Harden
get first round picks?
Harden has more pressure because
Oh,
he has not won the big one yet.
That's a
you
true one
have
too.
forced
That's
your
a true
way.
one too. That's a
You have
true one
forced
too.
your way out of two teams.
And neither has Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons hasn't got one either, so that kind of like negates itself.
No,
Both
it
players
doesn't
have the
because
same
Ben
amount of
Simmons
pressure.
doesn't have the
It
pressure
negates.
that
It
James
negates.
Harden has, brother.
Both players have the same amount of pressure.
How? How do you figure?
Pressure
I
for
don't
different
think so.
reasons.
no.
Ben
Because
Simmons,
Ben got picks. Ben's got
No,
picks. He's got Steph Curry. There's a lot of things around Ben Simmons that New York
But Ben has
Nets are going to benefit. No, wait, hold on now. No, hold on. Think about this. Think about this. Brooklyn Nets. Even if Simmons is a bust, even if Ben Simmons is a bust, they still got Steph Curry out of it. They still got Andre Drummond out of it, and they still got 2 first-rounders out of it. So Ben Simmons, okay, if he's great, then we really struck gold. If he's not, then we struck minor league almost gold. And if you're the 76ers, you've given up your best shooter or one of the really good shooters and Andre Drummond as a good your backup center, and then you gave up Ben Simmons, your facilitator, and then on top of everything else, you put 2 first-round picks, all to get a guy like what? Paul Millsap, really? Paul freaking Millsap. Let's just discard that idea. And
The only player who gave up.
hold on now. You gave all of that up for a guy named Harden. Really?
he only gave up
Yeah, Jay don't want
Andre Drummond.
No, go ahead, Ron.
Nah, my internet connection. They only gave up one player. Jay.
Overweight and hamstring issues. I'm getting it out. I don't give a damn what y'all say.
They only gave up Seth Curry. Ben Simmons isn't going to be playing any playoff minutes. Andre Drummond definitely wasn't playing no playoff minutes. Those picks are going to be picks 29, 30, the end of the draft. Because like Stat Guy just said, Sixers are going to be first seed. We didn't give up nothing. Seth Curry hurt.
And here's the thing: even if y'all don't end up, look at it, y'all making the playoffs. So let's be fair, dog. Like the picks y'all get are gonna be mid-tier picks. Like these ain't gonna be nothing extravagant. This is
gonna be a lottery
right now.
This ain't a top 10 pick. This ain't a top 13 pick. It's none of that.
The only reason
it really doesn't matter to be like those picks mean nothing. Like
And
if
you
you
have
think
to
those picks mean something, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, the
You
only
have to
reason why I
realize
said
that-
the only reason why I said that they have the same amount of pressure is Ben
Ron, you're the 76er. Who has more pressure?
Ben Simmons hasn't played in over almost a year.
Really?
He
You
has
want to
a
hear from
ton of
Stat Guy?
pressure he has a ton of pressure to show Brooklyn and show the rest of the league that not only can he get into basketball
Ron
shape
is a 76er. How do you?
but once he gets into that
Valuable.
basketball shape, he's a good player. James Harden, on the other hand, is basically looked at as the piece to put him over the top.
Ron, who has more
And
pressure?
he is the best piece that Joel Embiid has had since Jimmy Butler. And he's the best scorer that Joel Embiid has had. So that's why he has the most pressure.
Stat Guy.
Hey, somebody get Jay
Tylenol
Tylenol or something. I don't know.
No, you're talking about Stat Guy, a guy who has nothing in the freaking game. You're talking about Stat Guy. Give me a freaking break. Let's talk about somebody who has stat. Ron, you got actual evidence in the game. Like your opinion actually matters because you got status in the game. Stat Guy don't got nothing in the game. He just sit there and reporting. Part ain't got nothing. Rob ain't got nothing. I sure as hell don't have nothing. But you got something in the game. Like you got weight, you got merit, you got everything. Rod, who's got the more pressure in your opinion?
AI is right there. The damn 76ers. It's time to get it done. It's been 20 years since we've been to an NBA Finals. It's time to get back.
But Jay, no, because
a couple years ago,
go ahead.
There was this team down in Houston that went up against one of the greatest team that we've ever seen put together. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, all of that, and took them boys 7 games. Would have won it if Chris Paul's hamstring did not snap. Who plays like Chris Paul? What if Chris Paul was?
That's hard. Absolutely, I was there. I was there rooting. I was praying to God.
It's hard to go like 7 for 42 in that game.
I was about to say this is why I'm saying there's more pressure on James Harden. It's not because of the picks. It's not because of the picks.
Lord
this man, so
James
Harden. All right, cool. And as I was saying, he sold multiple times against Golden State. He sold against the Clippers. He sold against the Spurs. Like this dude
he was the leader. He was the leader. Now James Harden just gets to ride past him. We don't even need James Harden to do nothing except for when Embiid needs breaks.
I don't give a fuck. Ron, here's the part that you're missing, Ron. Here's the part that you're missing. I understand that he was the leader. The reason I'm saying there's more pressure on him now, because now he's the number 2. Now he's the backup. After this, do you know where his legacy is going to be after this if he can't get it done? He's going to be Paul George.
Well, he's going to be the Aaron Rodgers of the NBA.
That's it. No. I'm talking about like.
I like Aaron Rodgers more than Paul George.
He'll be the Aaron Rodgers of the NBA, where he's going to be known as a regular season player who can't get it done in the playoffs.
But Aaron Rodgers at least won 1 ring.
So fellas, what's his expectations? Eastern Conference Finals.
No.
Does he just got to make it to the finals?
No.
He's got to at least get to the finals. He's got to get to the finals.
James Harden not only needs to make it to the finals, he has to have a great game in the finals.
Like it can't just be the fact that he's just there going 2 for 13 and Joel Embiid has to do everything on his own. If that happens, I think that's even a bigger stain on James Harden. Because now it's like, hold on, bro. Now you everywhere.
We could have got 2 for 13 out of Ben Simmons. Like, why did we bring you? Why did we bring you here if you're going to go 2 for 13? We could have got 2 for 13 out of Simmons.
We could have done all that. We could have went to Ben and said, "Yo, Ben, come back. We love you. We're sorry. Whatever. Bring him back. Never even think about trading him." And then on top of that, you could have kept Seth. So it's like,
and not to mention,
he needs to ball out.
Everybody keeps talking about Ben Simmons' psyche. What about James Harden's psyche? Because the moment he becomes unhappy, he wants out of Philly.
I don't think he is going to be unhappy though, because he never wanted out of Houston.
Are you sure?
He likes Daryl Morey.
You remember who he's going to be playing with, right?
Yeah, but he likes the GM though. He likes the GM though. He never wanted to leave.
If it comes down to it, it's not going to be a Kobe and Shaq situation. They're going to choose Embiid over Harden 100 times.
Oh yeah, and Harden understands.
So if it comes down to Harden being unhappy, he can't play alongside the ultimate troll. And Joel Embiid.
And guess who would be the one?
James Harden gets the boot.
But the Sixers have the Zen Master as well, like the Lakers did. Dale Morey and James Harden's back with his daddy.
If James Harden shows any frustration or anything unhappy, Doc Rivers will be the one to go.
I
wish you could have traded him to Brooklyn
because Morey will go to James Harden and ask James Harden if he likes to play for Rivers, and if Harden says no, he'll be like, "Well, who do you have in mind?" And Morey will make it happen because Harden was very happy playing with Morey, and there was a reason why Houston was as good as they were those 3 years when Harden was there, because it was the first time that Harden was viewed as the man, and Morey built that Houston Rockets team around James Harden's strengths. Obviously, Joel Embiid is still going to be the Sixers' focal point, but Morey has seen the best of James Harden. Morey knows what the best of James Harden can bring. Now you give James Harden a guy like Joel Embiid, if you can get even close to what Harden was giving you in Houston, Morey will do what he needs to do to keep James Harden happy, even if that means get rid of Doc Rivers to bring in somebody else.
So
Harden is going to be locked.
Going to give you that production that he gave you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because you still have to account for Joel Embiid. You can't put 2 guys on Embiid in the paint because then Harden's going to be left wide open on the perimeter to do his thing. You can't put 2 guys out on Harden because then Embiid's going to be left open inside to do his thing. Teams are going to have to guard the Sixers straight up now, and there's not too many duo combinations. Yeah, there's outside of the Chicago Bulls with DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, who combine to score like 60 points between them. Harden and Embiid are probably the next best duo in the Eastern Conference in terms of what they can do together on the court at the same time. There's not too many teams in the East that have a duo like that. You can argue that Irving and Durant give that to you, but they haven't played together really this year. So you don't know what they're going to do when they're on the court together. The Milwaukee Bucks have Giannis.
What you're saying is Giannis. So what you're saying is Giannis, Middleton, and Drew Holiday. They don't give you that.
We're talking about duos.
Well, I mean, I'm giving you a trio. I guess you're talking about duo. I'm giving you a trio. What does the Sixers? What do the Sixers have as a trio that can compete against that?
Tobias.
And then I didn't even throw about Sergei Ibaka. No, I didn't throw in Ibaka. I didn't put in Sergei Ibaka. So what are we really talking about? And what experience? Wait, hold on. What championship experience do any of the guys you're going to talk about matter?
Kevin Durant has plenty of championship experience.
I get it. But Kevin Durant's got Kyrie Irving. He's got Ben Simmons that don't really care.
Kevin Durant is not in Philly.
Wait, hold on. How can you say is that Ben Simmons doesn't care when
because
Ben
he's sitting on the bench, he's got mental issues. Do you really think? No, wait, hold on now. No, hold on now. No, let's think of what it is. Right, I got you. No, Pride. I got you. You're saying that Ben Simmons cares. If Ben Simmons cares so much about the team, why when he was with the 76ers did he take such a long mental sabbatical?
Because again. You're not telling the full story. The Philadelphia 76ers disrespected him and slandered his name, and they put everything on him. And they ignored the fact that Joel Embiid had 8 turnovers, that Matisse Thybulle choked some free throws. They did everything and said that,
you don't pass up open dunk
with him. So, and I understand that if you want to pass up,
but as a coach, you don't throw your players.
No, Pride. Wait, hold on, Pride. I got you. So what you're saying to me?
If you want to say that about the wide open dunks, you can go ahead and knock him for it. And
so what Pride is saying? No, I got you, Pride. So what you're saying is that basically Ben Simmons
had passed open the open dunk.
This is just
so what Pride is saying. No. And I love Pride, and Pride's a good dude. But what Pride is saying is that Ben Simmons basically gets hurt super easy, and he's not a professional, and he's easily affected. So a person that's easily affected by things, that's the guy you think is going to take you to a championship?
Ben Simmons is fine, Jay. He's been being came at for years about his
Ron, but Ron, answer the question. Do you think that Ben Simmons, given what he is, do you think that Ben Simmons could take you to a championship?
Not on his own, no.
Ben. We're counting on KD.
Okay, I got you. So that's hold on now. Ron, the question is Ron, the question is to Ron. Ron, the question is simply this: Ben Simmons, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. With that 3, can they legitimately compete for the Eastern Conference Finals?
Right, they're going 7 games with Philly.
Okay.
Philadelphia is the problem with Ben Simmons. And you can ask any professional athlete. Philadelphia is one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult market to play in. Because when those fans turn on you, it's all downhill. And that's what's happened with Ben Simmons. The first couple of years he was in the league, he was playing great and nobody really said anything. But the last couple of years, his lack of a three-point shot and his lack of a jump shot has been exposed. And because of that, the fans have turned on him hardcore. And now he's just to the point where he feels that no matter what he does, he's not going to be viewed as the same person in Philadelphia. So he wants to go to a different market that's actually going to appreciate what he brings to the table. That's what's ultimately wrong with Ben Simmons. It has nothing to do with mental. It has nothing to do with injuries. I mean, yes, he's hurt, but it's more so of how the Philadelphia fan base is and just how Philadelphia as a market is. When they turn on you, it's like World War III and you don't want to be a part of it.
So let me ask you guys a question. As a whole, we look at the Eastern Conference as a whole, and it's very tight. I mean, guys, listen, the Western Conference, we kind of know who's solidified. We know that Phoenix is solidified. We know Golden State is solidified. We know Memphis is solidified, and everybody else between that. Hold on. No, listen now. Memphis, Golden State, and Phoenix. Those are the top 3 guys. Do you think anybody below those top 3 are going to compete for the finals? I'm just asking a question.
Absolutely, yes.
So who below those top 3 do you think is going to come up and springboard?
Are we absolutely positive sure Draymond's back is going to be okay this finals run?
It doesn't.
No, hold on. That's not the question. The question is Golden State.
I'm just pointing out the flaws.
No. I'm asking it, Ron, and I get where your secondary questions are going, but my question is this. Okay, so given if Draymond let's just give what What fourth team do you think would springboard into the top three?
I have multiple. Well,
Okay, I'm listening.
There. I like the Lakers. I like the Mavericks.
I
wouldn't even.
You like the Lakers? I can see the Mavericks, but you like the Lakers to springboard to the top four?
I wouldn't hesitate to go to Vegas right now and bet on the Lakers to make the finals.
Then I'm going to take your money. You want to bet with me? I'll take that bet. I'll see it.
Let's do it.
Oh, all right, how much we talking about? Because I got a lot of cash flow.
Dollars on it. Lakers, Sixers final.
Bring Pride's butt up in here. Pride being an a-hole. Bring Pride's butt up in here. And Pride, I love you. Don't be an a-hole.
Well, I'm watching right now. I'm watching.
It's your show. No, Pride. This is your show. I'm just here commentating. If I'm an a-hole, I'll be quiet. But don't sit there and leave the show.
No, my internet went out.
Oh, your internet went out?
We can't sleep on Denver coming back with Jamal Murray either. We can't forget about the.
So, Pride, let me ask you a question. Now, Ron is giving his answer.
Coming back?
Hey, watch it. Pride, let me ask you this question. Phoenix, Golden State, Memphis, top three teams in the West. Is there a fourth team that you think can unseed that top three?
Man, Pride don't even know basketball. He's a baseball.
We'll be quiet.
I don't know. No, he's right. I don't know. I mean, the Trailblazers. I mean, they're a good team. You know what I mean?
Free Dame.
You know what I mean? They still have Damian Lillard. CJ McCollum is still there. You know what I mean? He's still.
No, CJ McCollum was New Orleans. You know that.
Oh, he was. Oh man, shucks. I don't know basketball.
Zion's been playing very well for Portland.
Pride. Pride. No, wait. Hold on. Hey guys, hold on a second now. Pride. Let's get past the butt hurt. Let's get past the personal.
I'm not Pride. Just my body is in pain right now.
Pride. Let's get past the butt hurt. Let's get past the personal sarcasm. You're a very intelligent individual.
You gotta give Pride the Ben Simmons treatment.
No, we're not gonna do it for Pride. Pride. No, really.
I'm gonna start leaving. I'm gonna start leaving. Bet you want to give me the Ben Simmons treatment? Yeah, yo, trade me.
No, we ain't gonna do you like Doc did, Ben.
Pride, for real. No, Pride. Please answer the question and give it your honest effort. Don't be an a-hole. Who do you think could unseed the top three in the Western Conference?
It was Golden State, the Suns, and the Grizzlies, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think anybody can. I really don't. And I mean, to me, it's like each individual team has a problem, and it's a bad problem, a problem that unfortunately isn't a situation that can kind of just go away like that, right? So, excuse me. So, for example, and honestly, it's kind of rough to put the Grizzlies in there, because at the same time, it's like they're young. So I'm more concerned. Like, the only knockout for the Grizzlies is just their youth. I think there's going to be some games that they're going to end up losing because of their youth, because they're young. You know what I mean? Like, some just stuff that they need more experience. However, I do like them. They're definitely a team you got to respect. But Utah Jazz. Okay, next.
Do you think they could make up like 12 games though?
Who, the Utah Jazz?
The only reason why I say this is Chris Paul's out 4 to 6 weeks.
No,
we don't know what's going on with Draymond Green's back.
No.
Memphis, I think, passes up Golden State because they're only a game and a half behind Golden State. But Phoenix has such a big lead that I don't think even without Chris Paul, they're going to fall from that 1 seed.
No.
Because they have a 6.5 game lead right now, and their next closest team has one of their best players out.
Don't forget Utah, Donovan Mitchell is hurt.
Yeah, and I mean,
they're nothing without Mitchell.
I think the Western Conference literally is a 3-team race, and it's basically the 3 that are up there right now. And
but you guys are forgetting with Denver, Jamal Murray is coming back.
Yeah,
Michael Porter Jr. is possibly coming back.
Yeah, that's what I was about.
Jamal Murray should be in the G League by next month. He's coming back. You guys are forgetting Denver. Like, the West is wide open right now.
Jokic is going to get some help.
But that's
help
the
is on, what they say. Help is on the way.
But that's the problem, though. I don't think they can put Murray in the G League.
Why not?
playoff roster. You have to be on the NBA roster by a certain date to be able to qualify for the playoffs.
He's gonna be in the G League by next month. He's only going to get his legs under him.
Yeah, but
He'll
I think
be back in time for the NBA before the playoffs.
No, but I think according to league rules, you have to be on an NBA roster by March 10th to be considered for the playoffs. So if they send him to the G League after March 10th, they can't even use him.
Okay, but even if you just send him, you can still put him on the main roster and just send him down there for scrimmages and practices.
You can do that, yeah, but they wouldn't be able to put him in like an actual G League game because then if he's on that roster past March 10th, they can't use him.
With the way Jokic is playing, he'll be able to ease his way back into the game. The pressure is not on Jamal Murray. The pressure is right now is on Jokic, and Jokic is accepting that pressure. So you cannot just forget about the Denver Nuggets, and we don't know how good Dallas can be without Porzingis now.
I think losing Porzingis is a plus. I feel like
I think it is a plus, but at the same time,
on their identity,
you lose interior presence though.
He's not really an interior presence because he stands out at the perimeter more.
Hey, to me, 7 foot is 7 foot.
But he doesn't go inside though.
We don't need to look.
No, wait a minute. Hold on now, Rob. I know plenty of 7-footers. Let me go ahead and put Manute Bol out there.
Yeah,
I know 7-footers that got the height. I can say Yao Ming, but Yao Ming was basically forced out due to injury.
Yeah,
7 foot is 7 foot, no doubt about it. You can't take away height, but at the same time, 7 foot don't mean too much of anything when you give in the consideration that the lack of the 7-footers that are in there and how much truly are a dominant force in the NBA given out throughout history. Probably not.
You don't have to be a dominant force to be a body.
But there's no.
And Porzingis actually has skill.
But what did Porzingis bring them? Honestly, if 7 foot is 7 foot and it's a body, what did Porzingis bring Dallas that was so fucking great?
Nothing.
We're gonna see.
And they're better. They're better.
No, like, correct me if I'm wrong. Porzingis is gone. Where's he? He's in Washington now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Soon to be injured.
But what I'm saying is, and Ron, that was the point I was getting to. With him being injury prone, we've seen Dallas without Porzingis anyway. Are they really that much better? That's the question I'm asking.
I mean,
without Kristaps Porzingis, they are 12 games above 500. With Kristaps Porzingis, they're 500. They are a better team without Porzingis because Luka Doncic is more freed up to do Luka Doncic things without Porzingis. And now without Porzingis, it's basically going to be Luka Doncic, Dinwiddie, and Jalen Brunson running the show. And that's three lethal guards. That's three lethal guards that can score.
Over there was a great pickup.
Yeah, they're going to be better off without Porzingis just because Porzingis did not pan out to what anybody expected him to be. They expected him to be this once-in-a-generation 7'3" athletic freak that could do pretty much anything you wanted him to do, and he doesn't play inside. He never has. When he goes inside, it's because he's catching a lob from Doncic over the top.
Which is really crazy because at 7'3", that's where you want to be on the inside.
Other than that, he's standing out on the perimeter, just firing up threes or standing out like taking deep twos. He doesn't use the size to his advantage. He never has, and that's a lot of the time why he does get as injured as he does, just because when he does go inside, he doesn't have the physical strength and physicality to take the beating that those guys take on the inside.
Hey, what's the height on Powell? If I'm asking, what's the height on Powell? What's his height?
The white Powell? Like
6'10".
6'10".
So a 6'10" guy is more effective than a 7'3" guy, but yet height matters. And that's what I'm trying to say, Rob. Height is great if you use it the right way. Porzingis didn't use his height, or even the Mavericks didn't use Porzingis' height the right way.
Nobody did.
I think the Mavericks tried to. It's just he refused to go down in the paint.
Because I mean, at 7'3", you should be a rebounding machine.
You should
be a rebounding guy. You should be averaging damn near 20 rebounds a game at 7'3".
Rebounding is more than just height.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I'm just saying though that they didn't even use him at that point.
The problem with Porzingis in Dallas was Luka Doncic played more of a post position than Porzingis did.
Which is really weird. That's completely the wrong way.
He's 6'8", so he's a big point guard to begin with. But when your point guard is acting more like a center than your actual center, that is a problem.
He went to Dallas with the attitude of like, this is my team, at least 1A and Luka's 1B. And all that smoke and fire that was coming out of the locker room was ridiculous. Like you got traded from the Knicks.
He wasn't even the number one option in New York.
Exactly. You're coming to Luka Legends team. Act correct. And meanwhile, this dude's cripping, crying, and complaining about everything. Like, shut
Luka
up,
Legend.
big man. Porzingis is soft, man. I was happy to see him go. And Dinwiddie was a great pickup for them.
You know what? Yeah, I forgot about that aspect that they got Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie was a great pickup for them.
Right.
I was mad Brooklyn let him go.
Exactly. Should have never.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm the jury's still out on Memphis. I love the way Memphis has played, but
you know, I'm happy
I want to see them in the playoffs, though. You know, it's
you know, when we playing playoff ball, Rob, you got to be about that life.
Yeah,
Ja Morant is about that life, but their number 2, Triple J. Oh no, he's gonna get exposed. Why?
Yeah,
he's gonna get exposed this year. I don't think he's gonna be that guy. They got to get someone down there to play with Ja. Get the trade package ready.
They will possibly get Dylan Brooks back. I like Dylan. But you know what? It's
he's
just
a man.
Utah makes me question other teams who I haven't really seen in a playoff run because Utah was so great during the regular season. And then the playoffs come around and you don't recognize that team. Like, is this the same Utah that was like number 1 last year? Like, what's going on?
They go home in the first round.
It's horrible, man. It's horrible.
Yeah.
But I think the Warriors right now, the Warriors and Phoenix got to be your favorites in either conference.
Yeah.
In either conference. Because even though Joel Embiid has the power to dominate, I think about defensively now, bringing Harden over there and Simmons is no longer there. You do lose a lot defensively. And more pressure is on Joel now. Ben Simmons was a candidate for defensive player over the year. We can't overlook that.
James Harden's the MVP. We need to stop playing.
Who's not known for defense.
We just pick up an MVP caliber player and put him next to the current MVP of the NBA.
Yeah, but how long ago was James Harden the MVP?
It's been, but that was back to his Houston years. That's like what, maybe 2 or 3 seasons ago. But he had a different role with Houston, and the role that he had with the Sixers and the role he had with the Brooklyn Nets didn't contribute to him being an MVP. And let's be honest, when Giannis left, when Harden left Houston, that was the last time we saw him in shape and really being the dominant guy. At that time,
Embiid is a 7-foot Chris Paul that don't even need James Harden. He's been dominating without him or Ben Simmons.
Wait. No, that's crazy, Ron. Ron, that's crazy talk. And I get what Embiid is doing. No, Ron, it's crazy. It's crazy in the fact that your argument stipulates that he didn't need Simmons, he didn't need Harden. So his argument stipulates that basically Embiid could get to the NBA championship on his freaking own. And that's stupid because even Jordan couldn't get to his NBA on his own. So you do need your players that can be complementary players to you. Even Jordan had his Pippen, and Embiid could have his Harden if they do it the right way.
Chris,
come on now.
Rob, one simple question: is Joel Embiid, is he or is he not the MVP right now?
I'm sorry. Are we talking about straight up MVP? Because if we're talking about straight up MVP, then we're looking at Jokic and we're looking at Embiid. I would no. If that's the case, then that's a completely different argument. And that argument, I would say it would become between Jokic and Embiid. And yes, I will give you that. Embiid is definitely playing at a high level.
You would put the edge towards Embiid because he's the leading scorer in the NBA.
And he before Harden got there, he was basically carrying that team, and they are where they are because of Embiid. There's no doubt about it. I get that, but you can also say the same thing for Jokic. But Jokic's numbers aren't to where Embiid's numbers are. So I mean, it is what it is. They both are valuable to their team, but one's numbers are better than the others, and it just is what it is.
Hey, well, it's safe to say that these two guys are representing for the big men in the league.
Oh, absolutely. And when is the last time we seen that?
It's
Right,
been
it's
a
sexy.
long time. It's been a long
Because there were rumors out there. There were rumors out there that the big man was supposedly going away, and that we were going to go to a small ball type of game. But obviously, that is not that's not the case. And Pride, get your ass in the conversation.
Pride, smile.
I know what to get Pride
Smile,
back in.
Pride.
Tell him about
Get your ass in the
first
conversation.
round that the Celtics are going to have this year. The
What
Celtics
happened?
is going to whoop.
No. Everybody be quiet for a minute. Please, show respect. Pride, get your ass in the conversation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Tell us how we're sleeping on the Celtics.
You know I love you, Pride.
No, I mean,
You know I love you. Pride, get your
we
ass.
suck. We suck, bro. We
No,
not.
y'all do.
Listen.
Yes, they do.
Second round, look. If you line us up with all the playoff teams, look, we're gonna be. Listen, second round bounce. It is what it is.
Pride, don't feel
I'm
bad.
good.
Look who we were before we had.
Honestly, look, man. Listen, I'm chilling. I'm good. As long as we make it to the second round, I said this before. As long as we make it second round, I'm good. As long as we're not playing, that's it. I just need some improvement. I'm seeing some improvement. I'm just getting nervous because we got like 2 more years before
you can break it all up.
Yeah, because I hope we don't, but something tells me that Brad Stevens is gonna take the Danny Ainge route and blow everything up. And then next thing you know, we're gonna be trading Jason Tatum for half a jar of mustard pickles, and then Jaylen Brown's gone for some stale Oreos, bro. Like that's kind of the fear I have in the back of my mind. So if we in 2 years, if we cannot get back to at least the Eastern Conference Finals, my legitimate fear is that we blowing this team up. I hope we don't.
I mean, you will have to. At least one of those guys will have to.
Shut up, Rob. Shut up, Rob. Rob.
Hey,
Rob,
let me say this though. Let me say this.
Oh.
Steph Curry sent the message. If you watch the All-Star game, Steph Curry said, "You thought you saw something in the first half of the NBA? Wait till you see my second half." Because Steph Curry doing what he did in the All-Star game, that was more than just a show for the legends. That was a message to the current regime on the NBA roster that you guys got to deal with me. And I'm telling you right now that the Warriors are a real threat in the NBA right now. When they get Draymond back, we're talking about one of the most versatile defenders in the NBA, and not to mention the head of the snake when it comes to ball movement on that team. Hey, a lot of people want to call Draymond weak, but I had a segment on Draymond on Rob's 2 cents called the Green Effect. And let me tell y'all something. Draymond on this team fits perfectly.
Get them cortisone shots ready, because I don't.
I guess I was going to say it's going to come down to if Draymond can stay healthy. If Draymond can stay healthy, I think the Warriors are going to make a deep run.
I think he can. I want to see how things are going to be when Wiseman gets back. Because I like James Wiseman. And let's talk about the elevated play of Kuminga. Like with Draymond gone and Wiseman gone, Kuminga has stepped up big. I like that kid.
Jordan Poole played a big role for Golden State.
Without a shot of a doubt. Without a shot of a doubt, man. It's definitely going to be a great second half of the NBA season. It's going to be a tight MVP race down to the end. But I think Embiid might pull it off, man. If the guy can stay healthy, man, and Embiid is going to be a force in that playoffs. Because I know right now we haven't beaten them. The Bulls have not beaten the Philadelphia 76ers. We have no answer for Embiid, man. That dude is he's too much down there in that paint, man.
We don't got no baseball right now. Football's over. NBA, you can't be taking these long all-star breaks. I'm so glad y'all back tonight. It's been miserable.
Yes, Lord. Yes,
it's been a long week this week. No basketball.
We play the Hawks tonight. You know, it's time to warm Ice Tray up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he want no smoke with the Chicago Bulls, man. You know, I'm excited about the Bulls, man. I want to see what we can really do. I'm not gonna be one of those optimistic fans that say the Bulls can win the East. They have a fighting chance, but man, you can't count out Milwaukee, you can't count out Philly, you can't count out Miami. Miami is a team I think is gonna be an underdog. That's a sleeper in the Eastern Conference.
It's gonna be an insane playoffs.
Oh, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Are y'all ready? Buckle up. ASAP, we're gonna be here for it.
I forgot we had CJ Miles on our roster.
What on Boston?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Pride, you want to blow up Boston?
You messed up right there. I ain't blowing nobody up.
You can't say blow up on the air. You can't say that. That's terroristic crap.
Nope.
I just felt bad for Boston last year when they played Brooklyn, and literally it took for Jason Tatum to score
50, bro.
Win a game,
bro.
like.
Listen, and I was like, and I said it. I was like, look, we're gonna lose 4-1. Everyone got mad when I said that. I was like, we're gonna lose 4-1. And they're like, why 4-1? I was like, I don't know. I like Jason Tatum. I think he can get us a game. I was like, I just think there's one game he gonna get tight. He gonna get triggered or get us a game. And then when it finally happened, I was like, you know what? I don't care. Whoa, whoop-de-doo. You know what I mean? Like, but it was.
I can't wait to see Jason Tatum as a grown man, no homo, like 30 years old, prime, chiseled. Just y'all him and Brown gonna be good, man. I don't know why you don't believe in your Celtics, man.
What you mean?
I don't hear any optimism for the season for y'all. I feel like y'all can shake it up.
Here's the thing. I love my teams. And for comedic effect, I will go over the top. Like what I do for Mac Jones, right? When I always say, he threw for 67% in those horrible conditions in Buffalo. I do that for comedic effect, right? But all jokes aside, I know my team has problems. I'm not a casual fan who goes every year, my team is going to win every year. Like, no. Like, if you have that mindset, you're either blessed enough to live in a dynasty or you're an idiot. It's one or the other.
Right.
Like, my Celtics, look, we're going to be in the playoffs, but we're in a 7-game series. I don't think we're going to make it deep enough. I think at best, at absolute best, you can make an argument we're maybe the 4th best team in the East. But again, that's at best. So it's like, do we?
Are
really
you talking about this season?
I'm talking about this season. I'm talking about this
season. You
say
Boston is at best is 4th best team?
At best, the 4th best team in the East. At best.
That's.
He said we.
That's actually giving him at a pretty decent spot to land.
Yeah,
I don't think they can get better than 4.
They're like 7.
Yeah.
No.
I'm guessing more like 6. Hold on. For Boston, I'm guessing 6. I'm guessing 6, honestly.
Because I'm saying Miami, Chicago.
What's the play-in? Wait, Rob. What's the play-in? Is the play-in at 7 or 6?
7.
7 to 10.
7 to 10.
And how far out of the 6th spot are they? How many games out of 6?
Half a game.
Oh, I give him 6, Rob. I think I can give him 6.
I said I can give him 6.
They play it. I think they give up playing.
I'm not talking about seeding. I'm talking about if you're looking at the team top to bottom.
Yeah, if you're looking at
you can make
6.
I think they get the 6th spot. I think the Celtics.
No. I'm not. I know what Pride talking about. I'm saying if you're looking at the team top to bottom, 6.
Yeah, I think 6. Absolutely.
Their team is not better than Brooklyn's team. It's not better than Philly's team. It's not better than Chicago's, Miami, or Milwaukee.
And that's okay.
I'll give them 6. And that's because of Jason Tatum. He's a monster when he's focused.
Mm-hmm. Y'all should have traded Jaylen Brown for Ben Simmons, man.
No.
Oh, that probably would have been nice.
No, it wouldn't have.
Because you know what? And I know, Pride, you hate to hear this, and you've probably heard this a million times before. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown is like the same player. They're the same player.
But listen, I'm not gonna take this from dudes who don't watch Celtics games. Every single time someone says that informs that you do not understand how Ime's staggering their minutes. That just tells me you don't watch it. Because the way we staggered their minutes, it's fine. That's why I've been saying
because you need both of them on the court at the same time. I know their minutes have been staggered. But you want to have the best option out there with the way that these teams have been playing this year. And you can't play them together.
Jaylen Brown was the bucket getter and Jason Tatum would just play defense, and vice versa. When Jason Tatum will be the bucket, then Jaylen Brown. That's what I'm saying. We need a point guard, a legitimate point guard that can just orchestrate the offense. So that way,
Mike in the building.
I got a bunch of them. You want to borrow one?
Yeah. All right.
Mike on
Hey,
the mic.
hey, Mike, don't you give away our point guards. Don't you do it.
I got a plethora.
But you're not getting much for a guard. Like, I'm like, again, you're not getting Jason Tatum. You're not getting Jaylen Brown. You're not getting Derek White. Who else do you really want?
I don't need any of them.
I mean, maybe Marcus Smart. Sure, take him. I guess
You can have Troy Brown. That's as far as we'll go, Pride.
And I'm
walk
good.
outside in Chicago
I'm good. And
and
you can
find
kick
me a
rocks.
Marcus Smart.
You can kick rocks.
I'm good. We got thousands of Marcus Smarts in Chicago. I'm good. We don't need another one.
We don't want Marcus Smart.
We already got guys throwing chairs at each other. I don't need another one.
Hey, Mike, let me ask you this. What's your chances of Chicago staying in the top 3 towards the end of it going into the playoffs? Do you think you'd be in the top 3?
I would love for that. I think that's like at first, Jay, I was very big on not really caring where we seated, but now that we're still in first with all these guys out, it means something, and it's great. But Chicago does have a top 3 hardest schedule for the second half, and they will not be getting their guys back until about March 15th, March 20th, around there. So, I mean, I could completely see them falling to somewhere like 5 or 6. But I mean, the way they're playing, they haven't shown anything to me to show that they're not going to be in the top 3.
And if DeMar DeRozan is not the MVP, because we see how amazing year Joel Embiid has been having, Coach Billy Donovan is Coach of the Year.
Oh,
for what he's been able to do with that Chicago roster throughout COVID, throughout injuries, still keeping DeMar motivated, playing at a high level. Man, Billy Donovan, he has proved his worth as a coach.
And if the Bulls win over 50 games and we finish in first in the East,
Successful season.
Sit here and tell me DeMar DeRozan's not the MVP. I don't care.
Successful season.
After everything, I don't care.
Mike, you're not talking about the worst pickup in history in free agency, right?
Oh, DeMar DeRozan, yeah, it's awful. God awful. God
One who wasn't good enough for the Lakers.
Man, I don't even think that was the case, bro. They just wanted Russ bad. That was weird. That was the weird.
DeMar wanted the 3rd year. Y'all gave it to him.
Hell yeah.
He deserves it. Do you see how this man playing?
MVP.
Hey, he is a top candidate. He's a top candidate. I mean, right now, if you're looking at the top 5 candidates of MVP, you're going Embiid, Jokic, DeMar, Ja Morant, and
so
it's up in the air for number 5.
We got 23 games left in the season, and you're saying all you got to do is win 12 more to get to 50, and he should be the MVP.
Let me tell you something, Ron. And Pride knows better than 11. So Pride, I got a question. I got a question for our guy Ron, real quick. So you're at that time of the year again where you're looking shaky, baby. Joel Embiid's ankles are starting to twist and turn. Aren't you a little nervous that boy won't finish out the second half of the season like he does every year?
But Pride is a Celtics fan.
0%.
Oh, no. Well, Pride knows about it. Pride knows. Pride lives for it because me and Pride have had this conversation many times about how the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers always go head to head. And then in the second half, it's just a cakewalk, bro. It's just a cakewalk because Joel's not there and Ben's not shooting.
Pride did mention that he's looked at as the bad guy for mentioning Joel Embiid's health.
Y'all came in Pride. Is that why Pride ain't talking to me today?
No, Pride
is in his feelings right now. Pride is in his feelings.
No, Pride is in that cup.
That's not true. I'm in my cup. I'm not in my feelings, and Pride has definitely killed me.
What do you mean?
Mike
what did I do?
Mike was talking to you.
Mike said Ron.
No, he said
Mike
Pride.
said Ron.
He said Pride
I was
too.
talking to Pride.
Oh, my bad, Mike. I thought you said Ron. My bad.
All good,
He's
King.
in that cup, boy. What? Hey, Pride. I'm gonna holler at you after the show. What you got?
Yo, Rob, get him out of here. He's snitching too much. Get him out of here. What happened, Mike?
I'm just saying, bro. When we and you were talking about it on Prideful Takes, if you haven't watched it, definitely check it out. But we were talking about, everyone's always saying, well, can DeMar have a good second half? Can Giannis have a good second half? Jokic, can he have a good second half? But no one's talking about how Joel Embiid has never played a fucking second half ever.
And again, Mike, it's funny because when I say it, I'm mean. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm Mussolini. You know what I mean? Like I'm Fidel Castro. Like I'm this horrible person. But it's just a fact. Like, you know what I mean? Like
coming out of my eyes, man.
I'm just saying. Like, look, can he now? If he does, congrats to him. You know what I mean? But
so Pride is Harden. Is Harden the Robin to Embiid's Batman? Is he going to be able to live up to being a Robin?
Well, the way James Harden
is
going to be Batman and Superman.
Yeah, so does Harden have more pressure on him to be the Robin to Embiid's Batman?
He's not a Robin.
But hold on.
Then what is he?
I understand.
It's the Justice League.
But here's the problem with that.
Bible Flash.
Here's the problem with that though. Like, this ain't the Justice League. Like, this is nothing like it. You feel me? Because in the Justice League, they're all selfless.
Right.
Like, Embiid is selfish. Like, come on, bro. Like, he's done every single thing possible to show you that he's selfish. He wants his. And if he don't get hit, think about it.
Not selfish.
I was about to say Batman
has a plan to defeat everybody in the league.
And that's not, but that's not. And hold on. Again, this shit.
Damn, Rob with the facts.
But again, no.
That's not Rob 2 cents. That's Rob 10 cents.
Oh my god.
I don't know, bro. I don't like Batman. He'll beat your ass for jaywalking. That's not cool with me.
I'll rock with Batman.
But Pride, my biggest point though for you, and me and you were talking about it on your show, Ron. I just got questions, bro. We've had 58 games. DeMar DeRozan's played 55. Joel Embiid's only played 42, and we're only at the break. You missed over 10 games already, big fella. I'm just curious, how are you going to tell me, with the numbers saying that DeMar DeRozan, if it ended today and he's in first place and they win over 50, maybe even 60 games, you're going to tell me he played 20 less games and he still was the MVP over him?
You got to trust the process.
Mike, a better question is this. It was posed earlier and you weren't here. Who has more pressure? Harden to succeed or Simmons?
Harden easily, because
I said the same thing and I was looking at crazy and sideways.
Nah, because I think from the outside looking in, obviously the casual fan is going to say it's Ben Simmons because everyone's been on Ben Simmons all year, that being myself too. I don't like Ben as a person. I love his game. I just hate Ben as a person. Like Ben, like disrespectfully, I hate you. Like, I don't like you.
I'll say this. Ben Simmons, hey, you know what? I'll say this. I will say this. Ben Simmons' psychological care has got to be hands and bar none above my VA PTSD care. I guarantee you what they invest in his psychological care is so far and beyond what I get for PTSD as a combat veteran that it's probably stupid.
Jay McLovin, I love you.
I love you too.
But I need you to back up just a couple inches.
I've been wanting to say that the whole show. Mike, you finally came on here and said it.
You in my ear, my brother. You in my ear.
Hey.
It's been
James. Wait, hold on now. So what Ron is saying is that Mike Hughes has balls to tell me that, but Ron Hughes has a vagina. Okay, I get it. Okay, Ron.
Today was your day.
Mike Hughes has balls, and Ron has a vagina. Let's keep on moving.
Where's the show going, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know.
And it's shaved.
Listen, I didn't say all that.
That's what he said. Mike Hughes has balls and Ron has a vagina. I'm just saying. That's what he's saying.
I'm guaranteeing you, I'm not the only one that would say that today. So a lot of us have.
You're Ron. You're probably true. Ron, I'm a dick.
Hey, Mike is from Chicago. In case you ain't know.
Hey, but you know what? Hey, Ron. You know what I know? Ron, this is what I do know. I love the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and I love West Philly, so it's all good.
That new show, I saw Carlton do some coke the other day on that show. I was baffled.
Hey, if you ever watch Bel Air on Peacock, you're missing out.
I like it, but I don't because it threw me off when I first watched it. It threw me off. I saw Carlton
suck.
I was like, oh,
we have very few well-established, great resume black men, and they don't put Carlton on crack. Take him off the list.
Yeah.
Well, it's not unusual to do crack anyone.
Yeah, man. I was not vibing with Pride, bro. What's going on today, bro? What's going on, Pride? I want Pridely. Are you okay?
Huh? Like, oh yeah, I'm watching. I've been putting this thing I was supposed to be watching on the back burner for a while now. I've been putting
Mike,
this thing in the back burner
how
for
many,
a while.
Mike, how many players do you think is above DeRozan for MVP odds?
Like realistically, I would say I got one. I really do. I got one. I think is Giannis. I think what Giannis is doing right now is becoming regular and becoming kind of like a LeBron James conversation to where we're just used to it. And I think that isn't a reason to not be an MVP candidate. I think he definitely deserves it. The defense he's playing right now, what he's doing in Milwaukee, you know, with Brook Lopez out and a bunch of other individuals, True Holiday isn't playing like True Holiday. And it's like it comes down to it at the end of the day, they're still winning games and they're still being competent. So I think you could look at it like that. Kevin Durant was somebody that I felt like was above him. Without a doubt. And Steph Curry was there too, but then Steph decided that he couldn't hit a shot if he was, you know, fighting for his life. So I don't know, but we'll see what happens in the second half.
Your argument definitely stimulated my thoughts, and I had to go to Vegas odds. They got 7 people ahead of DeRozan. He's at plus 2,200. And I'm just saying, it might be time to go make some bets. You bet $10 if DeMar does this, 220. I can see it happening.
Hey, Ron, all I know is this. They had us at the play-in, and I got mad, and I bet them first in the East. So that's what I did. I put my $50 bet that the Bulls would be first in the East. So if all goes well, we'll see what happens.
Hey, Mike, let me hold something.
That'd be a nice little
we got a root for the Bulls, Mike. Dang, I'm mad I didn't do that for the Sixers.
Hey, can I still get on that bet that the Chicago Bulls will be first in the East going into the playoffs? Can I get on that bet? Shit, I'll throw some money down.
I'm sure you could. Hey,
no. It's not about if I could. It's if I will, and I will. So can I get on? I'm asking you if I can get some betting action going on here. Can I get on this?
Yeah, bro. Hit the casino, bro. That's what I do.
Well, JB, you got to bet. Don't think me and my vagina is going to let you walk freely today. Don't forget about our bet, Sixers to the finals.
Yes. Hey, and I'm down with that. Hey, Ron. First of all, Ron, I love you.
I'll even go as far to do Sixers Lakers.
No, Ron, you missed that one. I love you. That means it's a reciprocal. Yeah, I should get I love you back.
That's not what that means.
I even put a heart up for you, bro.
Hey, listen. Mike don't give me no love. Pride don't give me no love. Rob gives me love. Chris Ongonzo, when he's not sleeping at the mic, gives me love.
Oh, shit.
So I need all the love I can get because I'm a very, very insecure son of a bitch. I need love. I need love, Ron. I need love.
We all do. We're literally sitting here at the brink of World War III.
Bro, you don't even know. I will tell you right now, Ron. I've got 4 friends of mine, 4 friends that are in Poland as we speak, sitting in tents. Ron, you know I know this because they have cell phones. And the beautiful thing about cell phone with international concepts is I could talk to them even sitting on the edge of the border of Poland, 100 yards looking away from Russian soldiers. And I will tell you, man. I will tell you, it's freaking cold there. It's raining and it's nasty. And these guys are defending yours, mine, and everybody else's freedom. And we sit here and we talk and we bullshit and we gab and we do whatever it is we do. But these dudes are defending the right for us to be able to do this. And I love our military, and I love everything about them. And these are my comrades. These are guys I've served in combat with in Afghanistan. These are guys that are still there doing the fight, and I love them.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Ukrainian people, with all military serving, going against this tyranny attack. So we wish for the best outcome and hope our leaders step up and get the job done.
Yeah, amen.
Pride, you gonna send us home?
We've almost spent about 2.5 hours, and Pride only talked about 30 minutes.
Send us home, Pride. Send us home the right way, my brother.
Send us home, Pride.
Pride talked about baseball for like an hour and 15 minutes. I was here.
Yeah, he completely got interested when he heard I said baseball sucked.
That's not even what happened. I was letting y'all have y'all moment. I was letting y'all have your moment.
Faded, my boy. You
What? No.
faded right now.
He said me?
Come on.
Pride. No.
No, I'm good.
Nah.
Good.
I'm Robert, Michael, Jason, Ronald, Christopher. Like, what y'all want from me? What y'all want
I'm
from
gonna
me?
tell you what I want from you, Pride. No, Pride. You asked the question. I'm gonna tell you exactly. No, hold on, Pride. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I want from you. This is what I expect. No, hold on. Time out, Rob. Hold on now.
Call me Ronald.
Ron. Pride. Whatever.
Flashback of my wife when she's mad.
Shut up.
That's the only time I ever get called Christopher's when somebody's mad at me.
Shut up. Pride. This is what I look forward to every morning when I wake up. And listen, Pride, I'm 50 years old. Okay, Pride, I'm 50. I've got children. I'm going to probably have grandchildren at some point. I don't have long to live. I got maybe 20 years. The average lifespan is 77. So at best, I got 27 years left on planet Earth to live. And I will tell you this, Pride. I will tell you this. There are two things I look forward to in the morning when I wake up. Number one is to take a poop.
Poop and Pride.
Full screen him.
No, I'm serious. Listen, there are two things that I wake up to every morning that I know I'm going to do. I'm going to take a poop when I first wake up because I have to. It's a biological function. I've got to. And number two, I know that when I step onto the radio, and I'm here before everybody else is because I'm an early bird, and Pride is here first, I'm going to say, hey, what's up, Pride? He says, hey, what's up, Jay?
He said
The fact is, after my poop, I wake up and I talk to Pride. Literally is the second best thing of my day. And I'm going to leave it at that.
I was playing the violin for you, Jay. It was so beautiful.
I know. I heard that son of a gun, and I was trying to be in cadence with it.
This is going down in
Hey,
history.
I just want you guys to know I'm not doing another show until I have what Jay is having.
Hey, just to let you know, it's $25. I don't have my shirt on today. It's $25 at the package store, and it's called Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey and some Walmart Dr. Thunder because I'm cheap.
So, fellas, just to be clear, nobody wants to tell Jay to back up from the mic a little bit.
You can only say it so many times, man.
Yeah, you can only say it. I feel like every time you say it, he gets closer.
Hey, look,
good.
There you
we
go.
appreciate Jay for showing us that anything is possible.
I've got 12 inches. I got 12 inches. I got to run Jeremy between me and the microphone.
I'm just so glad the liquor store's across the street, dog. I'm just so blessed.
While I'm sitting here at work and watching you guys get toasted, it's beautiful.
I'm living my best life. I don't worry about these suckers. Living my best life.
Hey, can somebody get Jack Daniels and whoever else, whatever Pride is drinking on the line and say that we need sponsorships? Because we need sponsors. We're sitting here promoting your product for free.
I think Jay just made history. I'm pretty sure that's first time ever in sports entertainment history that Ron Jeremy has been referenced on a sports show. I'm lost for words.
And that's been ASAP in the morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Dog, I'm ending it right there, dog. I'm ending it right there, bro. Oh, man, this has been ASAP in the morning. Appreciate y'all being here. Dustin, thank you for being here. On behalf of Jay, Chris, Rob, Mike, and Ron. Matter of fact, I'm about to be that guy. I'm after Jason, Christopher, Robert, Michael, and Ronald. It's your boy Pridely, as Michael lovingly refers me to.
Prideward.
Eat me, Pride. Eat me, Pride.
Dog. Yeah, dog. We'll be back here tomorrow morning, 10 Eastern, 9 Central in the morning.
Man, faded as a mother, man.
Michael.
Hey, listen. Hey, you know what the best part about it is? Listen, this is how great my life is. This is how great my life is. I can get faded on ASAP in the morning. I can literally walk out my front door. I can walk 121 steps to Walmart and still buy a pack of beer. Life is awesome.
I'm getting it.
Hey, before we go real quick,
ahead,
America, just look. Pride and Jay has shown you the 2 levels of fadedness. You can either be up like Jay or down like Pride. You gotta love it.
But hold on, time out. I just want to clear the record. I, in no way, shape, or form, partake in any type of illegal drugs, sir. So why would you attempt to besmirch?
Because it's already assumed. It's assumed, Pride. There's an assumption.
Chris,
Pride, there is an assumption that you either A, have something in your cup, or B, you're a very depressed individual and you need antidepressants.
Well, can't the both be true though? I mean, why does it gotta be one of the?
Hey, Pride, just hold your pinky out when you sip, make it look fancy.
I'm out of here, fellas. I'll talk to y'all in the morning.
All right, we'll be back here tomorrow morning. Until then, y'all know what to do. Be safe.
Whole sports all plays. Yeah. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays.